Okay,
Oh
so
yeah, we beat up the one bitch.
That bitch.
The bitch.
yeah, last time on As Above, So Below, y'all went to a gala event and realized
gala.
it wasn't. Yeah, you realized that this was some plantation shit. You essentially went and were immediately confronted by the noble who were running this entire event, the ones that had in fact kidnapped Gilbrandt and also his sister. So
Oh yeah.
you guys essentially showed up to try to help Welleth, the local noble, and also Vaughn to save these people, only to find out that she had known that y'all were essentially in cahoots. And when this had escalated, it escalated to furniture throwing. It escalated to arson.
Who did that?
You all
That's
don't
crazy.
know. Y'all don't know that Gregnar did that actually. The only person who saw smoke for a split second was Vaughn, and he is exhausted from getting like 6 axes to the goddamn
And he
chest.
like closed the door afterwards.
Yeah, Gregnar shut the door afterwards. So he hasn't like told y'all as of yet that there's a fire. That there's a fire.
It's
Meanwhile,
fine. It's fine.
Gregnar literally walks past Vaughn, and Vaughn looks in as he shuts the door and goes, "Oh no!" Like just that last second of the door closing. Like if it were to be a moment in cinema, it went from Vaughn looking over to Vaughn from beyond the door that Gregnar is now shutting, and you just see Vaughn's face up close as the door shuts. Just go, "Oh no!"
It's like the freaking. It's like what is that? What is that show? What is the show? Fuck. I think it's Community. It might be Community.
Hey.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Are you talking about the fire scene?
Yeah, the fire scene.
The fire scene.
Yeah,
dream.
except instead of the door, instead of somebody walking in, it's Ragnar closing the door behind you.
With all this shit happening, he just says, "It's fine. It's fine, really.
It's fine. The door's closed." It's contained for the time being.
And we leveled up.
I have another spell I shouldn't have.
And we leveled up. And for anyone confused about my stats, we ended up going with Aaron's character thingy, so our stats are a little bit different.
My stats are wrong now. I haven't even do fucking thing.
So if y'all want to change your stats, I'm offering the ability that you can essentially do your character with my homebrew, which allows for your background and your class to decide your modifiers.
I completely forgot you told us to do. You were asking us to do that. I was gonna come do it with you, and then I forgot.
I offered to do it with you guys, but we all ended up really busy. I mean, I don't think
I did it with you.
It was a mixture of busy, and I'd have holes in my brain and completely forgot.
It's fine. Because I offered it to Beck, but Beck was also super busy this past week with stuff.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. What we can do is I can work with y'all later. Just use your regular level 3s now, and then I can work with you later to change stats. And you essentially get to do your point buy all over again. So that you can do it in a flexible way that better fits your character.
Ooh, okay, I'm gonna have to do that. We'll see.
Okay. Which that's something else that I can go ahead and bring back up later. But going back to the session, God, why is my shit my computer is just slow today, and I don't know what the fuck's happening with that.
Computer's I'd had molasses for breakfast. Delicious.
You're telling me I'm scrolling faster than my notes can load.
I should probably.
We're level 3 now, right?
Yes, you are level 3. And again, later we can do that more adept character creator if you want. It's really only it only took us 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, literally maybe 20 minutes max.
Yeah, and that was with us kind of shooting the shit about it.
Yeah.
And but yeah, I'm a fan of your mechanics and story working hand in hand for that role play, and so I designed something specifically for that, and it's free. So anyone in the audience who wants it, we can just go to my link tree, which is Linktree Morphe Time, and it's on there. You can have that for fun.
Oh, I should make a command for your stuff.
Oh, that would be great because like I have a lot of homebrew that I use in this. That would be nice for people to just have.
Yeah.
I will be
I can do
eventually. I will eventually also be uploading. Like I said, the new thing I'm using now to keep track of everything. But okay, we're essentially 20 minutes into the session. Let's go ahead and get started. Again, setting the scene. Gragnar has just come out of essentially raiding and ransacking the office. You did hear a small explosion, which you could assume was him doing something. And he comes out very calm, considering how angry he was before, and just slowly, quietly shuts the door. Vaughn is leaning back in his seat, absolutely just fucking in pain. And this new magical goblin is sitting in front of him going, King, 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 King. But he's so tired, he's just kind of like, yeah, yeah, King.
Great, guys.
That's me, Goblin King. Job. I feel like I'm getting too old for this shit. But I'm only like in my mid-20s. But I definitely feel like I'm getting old for this shit. And he is sitting there very much in pain. Let's see. What are y'all doing right now? Because I remember that over
me and what is her name? The elf girl. We were trying to revive what's his face.
I believe it is Varaska.
Yes.
Think y'all were taking care of the mark on him?
Yeah, we were trying. Oh wait, she was gonna burn off the mark.
She was going to eventually. She was actually going to cut the mark because that would be fine too. But you had said that you weren't quite sure about using a blade on him while he was unconscious. So it was offered for Ragnar to actually go and use an ability to essentially burn the mark on him, on his chest.
Don't do it. He's gonna catch the whole guy on fire.
It's fine.
And then Janet.
Looks like we got
Janet is standing here,
in the motherfucking building.
Very confused and dazed. Very tired as well.
Actually scared me. I'm gonna need y'all to chill.
Taking a look. Yeah, Janet is very dazed, starting to wake up and come more into themselves. You actually have Snack has actually has the individual who was the spokesperson for this event.
Oh yeah,
Yella.
I was threatening him that he had to watch.
Yeah, that he had to stay there and not move. On top of that, Wellith, who just got done throwing a flower pot, a chair, and almost another flower pot, is still seething, but it's like checking the bodies of the two that were basically almost dead, that you knocked them unconscious. These last two, he checks them and then proceeds to immediately beeline for Janet.
Hey Aaron, just giving you a heads up, your mic is kind of crackly.
Oh gosh, I don't know why it's being crackly. Okay, give me just a second. I'm gonna go ahead and reset my mic. You guys feel free to roleplay while I do so.
If you
no, we gotta go burn this guy's flesh.
Wait, who am I burning?
You fucking knew immediately.
I feel like that's how the conversation when he walks out of the room, like stuffing stuff in his pocket.
Who am I burning? What?
Well, I guess McGragnar will mosey on over there.
Wow.
Oh, damn, that's funny. Wait.
So how was everyone's day?
Tiring. I had to work.
Sleepy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we
Y'all
were.
are terrible. Y'all are terrible at this roleplay thing.
Nah, it's fine. It's
Hey,
fine.
I said my piece. I said if you take one step away from this podium, I'm gonna break your legs. That's all I gotta say.
Oh shit, did I not put on my sound alerts for this fucking scene? Damn it, I think I forgot to.
All right. I reset my mic. It should be better now.
Yeah, it sounds good.
Cool.
Yeah, it sounds good now.
Cassie actually got sprayed in the face.
Uh,
That gave her was hilarious. That
So
is
at
oh
this
my
time,
God.
again, Vaughn is sitting in his chair with this goblin at him. Versa is
Sarah.
Vera is going ahead and looking over this mark, and it's fresh. So these are essentially branded in and then magically turned black. And so with that, whenever you see a fresh brand, it's raised and swollen and red, and you can see that right above his heart, it is swollen, and that there was a little bit of chest hair on, not a lot. Boy was pretty smooth. The side of him is seared, where like there's no hair on that side.
Here we go.
And as for the gentleman up front, ma'am, what do you want from me?
I want you to sit here and do nothing. That's it.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And if you attempt to leave, I'll break your legs, and then you'll lay there and do nothing.
Can Seraphina hear them, or is it like too far away?
You can hear them. This is a fairly roomy room. Even though that there's carpet, it's built to be heard specifically from that point.
Okay. Seraphina's gonna turn around and be, we're gonna question you later.
Exactly.
Let's see. So Vaughn's two cohorts, who are now like goblins. They're both really big goblins. Like if you didn't know any better, you would think that they were hobgoblins, minus
Oh,
the
that's
hair.
right. They all turn
Are
into
they
goblins.
buff? Are they buff though?
They are buff. They are very
Oh
buff.
shit!
In
Oh,
particular,
Yeah, they're like the super thick big boys.
in particular,
Wait.
this guy. Go ahead.
They can snack scream something over to, or not scream, but like shout over to Lustria,
Yeah.
or Seraphina. Hey, Seraphina, what's on the other side of that wall? Where were they keeping the people?
That's a good question. She's gonna start walking over there because I don't think she's been over there yet.
No.
I imagine they're keeping them somewhere, and I would like to keep him in the same exact area.
Oh, it's a dungeon.
Yeah. So
Uh-oh.
as you
Still.
let me.
All right, buddy,
let me-
let's go.
Let me describe what you're saying. As you come through that space, when you first walk through the doors, you have that beautiful red carpet that you saw before. But there is, to your right, immediately, tall metal fence, like a dungeon. And you go and you see that in the back corner, you see those three cobalt children curled up in a corner together.
Little babies.
No,
Fabulous.
help them.
They look tired, dazed, and hungry. There seems to be in this spot here where there is a chair. Okay, that chair is completely covered in what looks to be.
Typing.
Sorry. I thought I was muted.
It's all right. What appears to be in this chair a charred corpse.
Ooh.
And it looks to be like a guard or something, someone who was here to watch over this. You could assume that when Vaughn came back here, he immediately tried to help, and only to have Keelbrant under some form of charm throw him out of the fucking room. This guard appears to be completely charred and just laying there in just black ash and red smoldering skin. You can smell what tastes like fresh pork.
Damn, him dead.
The kobolds are in the corner looking terrified at you. There appears to be other rooms, but they're, for all intents and purposes, empty. You see that there is a door, a path that leads out, that you can assume this is where they brought the captured individuals, the slaves, in from. And it looks like the doors were busted open from the inside out, like someone ran out.
Mm-hmm.
But you're not sure who. You can see that there's mostly hay. What's up?
Oh, I was gonna say, hey DM, can you move that guy over here so that we're like right outside of this dungeon while you're explaining that? I'm sorry.
Yeah. I moved him. And so what you have is hay and buckets and these drainages that look like they were used for excrement and things like that. So not humane scenario at all.
So you said they're cobalt children. How tall are they? Are they very small boys?
They're like 1.5 foot at best.
Oh my god, they're so tiny.
I'm taller than them. Yes.
I would hope so. You're almost a full-blown cobalt.
I am a full-grown
cellar-
cobalt. Thank you very much.
Is the cellar unlocked or is it locked?
It appears to be locked.
Okay. Okay, sir. Shit. I don't know if I can do this. If you're gonna allow this, but maybe for roleplay purposes, Seraphina is gonna cast Ice Knife and kind of try and pick the lock with it.
You're gonna try to cast Ice Knife and pick the lock with the knife?
Yeah.
I could just use, my axe and smack at the.
Do you
You know
have?
what? That could work.
Do you have proficiency with like thieves' tools, anything like that?
I don't think I do.
Okay. Roll sleight of hand with disadvantage.
Oh, is it sleight of hand? Okay. Where is my sleight of hand? Okay, it's there. You said disadvantage, right?
Yep. Roll 2 d20s and take the lowest one.
I got a 10.
Yeah, 10. So as you go to try to pick the lock, you're using that ice dagger, and the tip of the ice dagger snaps inside.
Damn it!
You thought you had it, and you were just kind of messing with. You're like, and you're probably talking to them like, I got you guys. It's okay.
Yeah.
Snap.
I don't got it.
Okay. Well, now I'm gonna go on over. First of all, before I do anything, which one of these looks the dirtiest, nastiest container?
The back corner. This one that I'm clicking on now.
All right. Is it locked?
It is locked. But if
Can
you
I throw
go
him
check
over it?
No, it reaches up to the ceiling.
Stupid! You said there's a fucking corpse in the chair.
Yeah. Vaughn proceeds to walk back and taps the guy on the shoulder. Hey, can you get the key off the body I blew up? I think he has the key. And this poor man.
It's like, I'm
And
just
she's like,
doing my job.
Like I was just doing what I was told to do. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're part of the problem, buddy. Get in there.
He walks over, grabs the key, and then you force him over. He unlocks his own cage.
Yep.
Walks inside, shuts the door, and Vaughn goes, No, let him lock it.
Okay.
Let him lock his own door.
And he sticks his hands through the bar, and he's like, and he grabs the key, and he's like, and he holds out the key.
And I take it, I snatch it out of his hand, and then I walk over to Seraphina. Hey, you need this?
Yes, thank you. I'm gonna take it.
Vaughn walks over. His clothes are completely shredded. His chest is out. He's got scars all over his body.
Seraphina, don't get
Oh my
distracted.
god, he's hot.
Yeah.
Oh
no, he's hot.
Wait. I have a sound alert for this. Where is it? Ah! Oh wait, what the fuck? It won't let me do it. Out of stock. What the fuck are you talking about? Out of stock. God damn it. Okay, you know what? It's the moment's ruined.
Vaughn is standing there, and what you guys can see from this point, because he's taken off the shreds of his shirt, he is covered in scars. From his neck down. He has burn marks. He has lacerations. It almost looks like he was tortured severely on several different occasions.
Oh,
And he
damn.
leans on the fence, very exhausted, and goes, "Hey, it's okay, buddy. You could be him." And he points to the charred body and this is at the point where the goblin comes in, and the guy standing here, and he's in like stereotypical bardic clothing, where like he was up on stage and he was like talking about the slaves and everything, very showy. He jumps back as this goblin appears to almost teleport in front of the cage, looking at him, and he jumps back. He goes, "Oh my god!" And the goblin goes, "Uyagigak," looking at Vaughn. Vaughn goes, "Nai buyagak." Let him suffer on his own. And the goblin proceeds.
Was that goblin for should I kill him?
Yeah, basically. Should I use magic on him? And the goblin points at his eyes and points at the guy, and the guy goes, "Ah, baka." Yeah, but Yvonne proceeds to just kind of sit. He goes over that charred body, pushes it out of the seat. It falls unceremoniously to the ground, and he just sits down, tired, exacerbated.
Bro, what the fuck?
At this point, you have the key. You can use it to unlock. We are going to then jump over to Gragnar.
Yeah, I'm trying to help with. They said burning somebody.
Yes. So Vieira looks at you and goes, marking over his heart, "We have to get rid of it, damage it in some way. I was going to cut it up. It's the quickest way possible. It's not clean." Dogs, no, stop it. But if you're able to do a controlled burn over it, it would have to be a pretty severe burn, but it's better than the alternative of them being able to kill him with a spell.
Okay. I have options.
Option.
That one's gonna kill him. I'm fairly certain.
Ragnar sitting there.
Just straight up, yeah.
I have options. I'm fairly certain. That's out of the question. That's gonna kill him.
Is Gragnar's blowtorch an option I can actually use now, or are we still working on that one?
You do not have control on that. That is a decision for you to make, but you might put a hole through that man's heart.
It's better than the other option.
At that, you hear the sound of creaking from behind you as Welleth reaches up to grab a torch above his head, a light, and proceeds to rip it out of its fucking handle.
Oh, I can use that.
And he walks over. "You want to do it, or you want me to do it?"
I mean, I can do it. I can just, yeah.
That's fair. I might
love how. Sorry, go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt.
You know what? It's good. Yeah, I might get a little too much pleasure out of it here. And he proceeds to just kind of step back. It's weird. Welleth has always been kind of all over Janet from like a semi-respectful distance, but he seems to be almost like he's keeping his distance at this point. Mm-hmm. As Janet looks very, very worried as she is now fully in herself, looking over her brother unconscious with this weird mark and tattoo on his chest.
Question. Would I be able to just like take the fire off of the torch using control flame and just kind of like put it in my hand and just palm it and just like on top the thing and just kind of like scour it off using control flame?
We can flavor it that way. Essentially, control flame lets you like move the flame, make it brighter, make it quieter, things like that.
I can also spread it.
Yeah, you can also spread it. So what you can do is, I'll say this, that you are moving it from the torch to his chest temporarily in order to sear that. As you do, Vieira grabs him by his arm and looks at Janet and says, "Hold him down." Janet, confused but semi-understanding what's going on, goes the other side and holds him down as you move the flame over his chest, and he lets out a horrific scream. And you hold it there for a few seconds. 5, 6, 7. When are you going to move it away? 8, 9, 10.
Does it look like it's fine? Does it look like
12,
it's fine?
13.
Fine, I'm trying to get rid of it. Apparently, being on fire hurts. I was not aware.
He proceeds to scream and scream and scream, and wakes up in shock, and tries to like pull himself away. It's a nat 20 from Janet, who is emotionally distraught, crying her eyes out. That is a 5 from Vera. She is pushed away by Hilbrandt, who just leaps up, holding his chest in pain. You've essentially gotten rid of that mark, but you've left it there so long that he's going to have that mark permanently there for a while. Which, I mean, it's better than being essentially like killed with someone's fucking word of choice.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you now. The options were that or Dragon's Breath. So
Shit.
I mean,
I feel like you made the right choice. You all in the cage hear the screaming, the hollering of pain, and the Cobalt children, as you enter the cage, pull back and away at the sound of it, completely petrified, wrapping each other in each other's arms.
Hey, Seraphina, I'm gonna go check that out. You comfort them.
Then as he stops screaming, you hear, apparently it hurts to be on fire.
I'm gonna go ahead and head over this way. What do I see when I walk over?
You see Vera knocked on her ass, trying to like get back up. You see Janet holding her brother down as he's like in shock, looking around, terrified, sweating, and you see this large burnt section of his what is that called? The pec? Yeah, his pec.
Yeah.
And it is seared. 3rd degree burn, definitely. But you don't see the mark anymore. You just see kind of the swollen, kind of mutilated flesh from the fire.
What the fuck is going on over here?
Apparently he had something on his chest. I was informed to burn it off. Oh, speaking of burning, there's a fire in the other room.
her peanut's gonna scream, what?
And as you turn around, you see black smoke just begin to peek from the top of the closed door.
You know, normally I'd be extremely surprised. In fact, I am. I am very surprised. However, knowing whose home this is, I really don't give a fuck. The only thing I care about now is getting the fuck out of here.
Yeah, that might be a good idea.
There seems to be a here.
I was gonna say, before we all freak out about the fire, can Seraphina just kneel down to the Cobalt children and
roll a charisma check with disadvantage, only because they are hostile to you. They are terrified.
do I know if they speak Draconic or not?
You don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna attempt to speak Draconic to them. And you say charisma with disadvantage?
Yes. Actually, since you're speaking Draconic, I will say this. Roll with just a flat roll instead of disadvantage, because you're not trying to explain to them while not being able to speak to them.
Oh my god, 7.
What do you say?
Oh no.
That doesn't matter.
We are not here to hurt you. We are here to get you out of here. Do you know where you are?
The smallest of the three, who is behind the two, he's in the corner. He has his arms around what appear to be his siblings. He's smaller than them. Probably about, honestly, only a foot high compared to the 1.5 feet of the other two. And he puts them behind him and hisses at you. In Draconic, get away from a surface dweller. You're all monsters. You're all fucking monsters. I won't let you take my siblings again.
We're not here to take you away. We want to get you somewhere safe.
Safe is what they said when they took us. Safe is what they said we would get. For those of you outside, you now see that there is a flame creeping from the top of the door.
Seraphina, how's it going in there?
Gragnar,
That's me.
can
What's
you
up?
use your underground charm to help me?
We need
What?
your dirt charm, bud.
Ragnar, as Ragnar approaches, the three kobolds lock eyes with him as they did during the show. And again, the younger ones, the eyes narrow. And Ragnar, you hear him call out, traitor, sellout, scaleless scum.
I mean, you can stay in the cell if you want. I say it in Draconic.
And at that, they almost look puzzled at that line. And one of the other two sniffs the air and pats the smaller of the three.
Yeah, that's what
And
you
whispers.
smell. The building is currently on fire. Your options are stay in here and burn, or you can leave with us, and then we're just gonna let you go.
And with that, roll a charisma.
Charisma.
Actually, intimidation. Roll intimidation.
Ooh,
Intimidation.
I'm not proficient.
That's an intimidating line, considering the scenario.
Pseudo 20.
Oh, knock them out and run away. No.
The smaller of the three grits their teeth, and the other two look to them. It's very obvious that even though they're the smaller one, they're kind of the leader of the three for whatever reason. Grits their teeth and steps forward. And in Draconic, looking at their two siblings, let's go. And the three of them will follow you out. Vaughn gets up and goes, well, that was cheerful, and starts heading for the door immediately.
Yeah, no, I have business with this guy.
Yeah, no. We can leave it. Actually, no, we actually need him. We need to question him.
Yeah, we could question him right now, and then, the whole threat of being burned alive is definitely something that's on our side.
That's true. And we also have Crazy Goblin Man here.
We do have Crazy Goblin Man. Crazy Goblin Man.
No
you
offense,
here?
Crazy Goblin Man.
Ragnar, what the fuck are you doing?
What are you doing?
If the chairs are made of wood, he's individually going around burning them. Just one in every row, it's fine.
Sierra, who is tending to Hellas, hears like the spark of something and hears a bit of crackling and a pop noise, and turns around to see Ragnar lighting shit on fire, and her face turns pale.
It's fine. I have it under control. It's fine.
She turns around and throws, grabs the torch and throws it at you. What are you doing?
We're leaving, so I might as well just set the whole place up. That's not gonna burn yet anyway. It's just the chairs.
Does a 19 hit, by the way?
Shield.
So she throws the torch at you, trying to get you to stop, as you're just like, you're like, it's okay. And the torch hits this crystalline, like, golden shield or circle around you. As it does, it just kind of immediately shatters. And you go, it's fine. You don't even look at her. And she's just like, she is wide-eyed looking at you. Grab him. And the two the two men who came with Vaughn immediately book it. Your friend's insane.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Is everybody out of the room? Is everybody out?
Oh God, what are you gonna do now?
Well, he can control fire, so.
Hold on.
Wait, Janet's still there. Janet and Vera.
Yeah, Vera
And
grabs Janet and begins to run, and Welleth,
not Wilkin.
Welleth grabs the noble young lady that was there who had been entranced and runs off with her as well, because y'all completely forgot about her again.
I didn't.
And then he goes, wait, and he comes through, he kicks the gate, and he runs through the flame quickly and goes up to one of the dead corpses that were actually unconscious. They're not dead yet.
Oh, they're about to be.
And proceeds to grab the emblem on the front of his chest.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Wait, they're unconscious?
Yeah, there's two that are unconscious. The rest were murdered.
Snack.
Yeah.
Can you help me drag one of the guards out? We can question them too.
As you come around that corner, the room is ablaze.
Oh my God!
You see Welleth booking it and fucking hopping over a chair, and then just literally just booking it out. Just go.
I mean, if you want to go get him, I could just clear a path.
Yeah, if you could, we gotta go get that one guy.
Which one's the one that kissed my hand? I want to get him.
You know what?
Parting the Red Sea.
Here, like right
just
here.
like parting the Red Sea of flames.
This guy. I got him. Let's. You ready? Let's go.
Ragnar, help!
Okay, cool. Like Ragnar, we need your help. This dude's
grabbing the dude that kissed my hand.
Okay, come on.
You're dragging him. I was gonna have you roll strength, but there's three of you dragging his body.
Let's go.
You essentially drag him through the flames.
Yeah, and
through
then,
the parted flames all the way back.
Sharp left, just a...
Yep. I'm gonna walk back in and I'm gonna use control flames to spread the fire.
I'm just gonna poke my head in. Yo, Ragnar, you good?
Yeah, I'm just gonna spread the flames first. She asked that as he spreads the flames.
Oh shit! No.
This is the most chaotic campaign I've been in a long time.
Oh my God. Hold on, sorry, I just spilt my fucking tea. Give me a second.
Oh no!
I will say, Ragnar, as you spread the flames, you will hear that last soldier who was unconscious begin to wheeze and cough, but they stay unconscious, essentially smoke inhalation. That door that you had first started that fire in bursts open as if something in there was actually combustible.
Oh no.
And proceeds to, you feel the heat, even with your resistance to heat.
I don't have resistance to fire.
You don't have
resistance to fire?
I don't understand. I have a Phoenix sorcerer class, and I was looking through it. I don't have fire resistance. I can just manipulate flames. I don't have fire resistance. I was like, what is this? This doesn't even make sense.
Ragnar, you're fine. You feel the full force of the heat on you, and your throat immediately becomes parched. It is extremely hot. And as you turn around, you see that you go to go through the gate, and you can feel the heat radiating off of the metal gates itself. The gate door is open, so you can go through, but you can feel that this fire is going to spread profusely.
As I wanted it to. What have I been saying for the last 3 sessions? I was like, can I light the building on fire if you can make it look like an accident?
You get away with it.
You did say that.
With that, you all get to this back room, and the 3 kobolds and everyone here begin to leave out this back area. Because, yes, you did close off your main exit. And I will say that Control Flame will not stop this at this point.
I had a feeling.
No.
I had a feeling.
Yeah. So there's no going out the front door. So you all begin to move out this back area.
Okay, to be fair, I actually didn't know which way the door was.
Well, we were all kind of conglomerating over here anyway.
Assumed we came from this direction, but I wasn't sure.
Also, somebody in my chat was like, "It's like Ugandan Knuckles all over again. Do you know the way?" And immediately attacked anyone that isn't part of the group.
And with that, I'm going to actually go ahead.
Secret tunnel.
Secret tunnel.
Wait, are we taking the guy that I put in the shitty ass cage?
Y'all have not stated such.
I mean, I'm still there.
I thought we were, yeah.
Yeah. So if you want to take him, he's crying. He's crying in the back corner. He has shat himself.
No. Wait, Snack. How much money you got?
Yeah.
How much money you got?
You're not paying
Let me
this
see.
man.
Hang on. I've got
No, not you, him.
Oh.
I thought you were suggesting we pay him or something. I was like,
Oh,
I'm
no,
not
hell
paying
no.
How much money you got?
I asked the man in the cage with the roaring inferno behind us.
He sees the light flickering from the other room, looks at you, looks at them, and goes, "I'm sure my hat's worth at least 3 gold.
What's
I
his
don't
hat?
have any money."
What's his hat look like? His
hat is a different fabric, but the same green color you're wearing, with a single long white feather. Give me
the hat, and we'll let you out of the cage. We will have a deal.
And he pulls the hat off, and as he does, he accidentally grabs his toupee without meaning to, and pulls it off and hands it over to you. He goes, "Ah!" So he has this toilet bowl haircut where he's bald on top, and he's just handing over his toupee and his hat to you.
I will put
Now
on
you got
both.
5 gold.
Well,
Crack on with the hair.
so I'll go ahead and I'll let him out of the cage, and then I'm just gonna grab him by the collar and drag him out.
All right, so he is being dragged out with you all.
Where's the guard?
Yeah, we're supposed to have the guard with us, Aaron.
Give me a sec. I'll bring him in. He didn't get copied over for some reason. Give me a second.
1.
Shut up.
1, 2,
One.
2, 3,
All right, so let me zoom out real quick. I'm gonna place y'all where y'all need to be. Y'all are actually coming out here.
Out of
This is where you guys are, and I'm gonna zoom in, and I'm gonna go ahead and.
I need serious help. I have a sound alert that says that. I was like, you ain't wrong.
So you all come out. Vaughn is kind of leading the way. Basically, this space is a tunnel that is very obviously used for transporting people without knowledge, and it looks almost like a cave that has been adorned with gold lining and trim. Like the cage, the cave itself has gold put in the cracks that shimmer, and there's lights that are thrown about. It's a very fancy cave.
As fuck.
Yeah, it's like someone took a cave and said, "How can we make this extra?" Like Broadway walkway extra.
Yeah,
This is bougie cave.
This is bougie as fuck. What the fuck? I literally have literally mined gold, and this is bougie.
So as you all begin to move, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to narrow it down to 1 cobalt representing the 3. Okay, I'm going to go ahead because I don't need all these pieces here. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to have Vaughn be there. I'm going to have you guys as players. I am going to go ahead and get rid of... Well, this should be fun. Okay.
You're also forgetting the 2 that are right here. I don't know if you can see them. On the left of Vaughn.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wait, that's where the guard went.
Yeah, that's where the guard went.
Oh, yeah, and what's her face?
Yeah.
Y'all don't know her name at all.
Question.
Yeah.
What is the door made of that we came through?
It was stone. It was stone with gold trim on it.
Okay, cool.
That
I'm
will
gonna
be
go
fine.
back and make sure that's closed. So we don't have somehow the fire gets in here because it was burning pretty hot. Pretty hot. So, just to be
So-
I've
sure.
played a few sessions of D&D and never has one of my party members just willy-nilly set things on fire. It's a first for me too.
Really?
Well, it tends to happen when you have a pyromancer, especially when he's. I mean, there were warnings. To be fair,
There were foreshadowing moments.
Excuse me, out.
Got you.
So as you all begin to move, Wellith is looking over that pendant he took off of them with a big fucking grin on his face. A big fucking grin. And he proceeds to turn around and look at y'all as you are all walking through.
So, what you smiling about?
And he holds up the pendant. They were seekers. They were ordained by their country to follow the orders of those nobles, meaning anything they did falls on those nobles, like burning down my building.
oh dang, that's crazy. That was totally part of the plan.
Can I look to the guard that we took? Does he still have his pendant?
He has his pendant on him. On top of that,
sense any magic on it or anything?
as you look over it, the pendant itself. Do you have the ability to sense magic? There's a spell for it.
You know
Magic.
what? I thought I took it. I don't think I did.
What
So,
did you
no,
say,
I-
Snack?
It's called detect magic.
Yeah, detect magic. Do you?
Yeah, I thought I took that, but I didn't.
Okay.
So
So as you look over it, there are runes and writing on it in a language you don't recognize, which is odd because you know the writing system for the Kingdom United. You were taught it. You also know the religious writing system for the Kingdom United. These symbols don't match any of that, but you recognize it as the symbol of the Seekers themselves, and so you've never really thought to look into it.
Viera,
Yes.
can you come take a look at this for me?
And
She points to the writings and stuff.
And at this, yes.
Which guard do we have? Is this the one that was being a dick the whole night?
Oh,
It's
yeah.
the one that kissed my hand or whatever. I think.
Yes! Oh, fuck yes!
as you all are talking, you're walking. And even though you can hear the fire roaring behind you, it doesn't seem to be following you. Again, that dungeon area was stone, and this space is stone mostly.
There might have been some methane in there, so we had to get out of there.
Vieira proceeds to walk over to you as you are going ahead and bringing this up. She looks over it and she kind of shakes her head. She's like, I've seen this a few times, but we don't know what it means. We don't recognize the language.
Is there any magic or anything on it that we should be worried about?
Vieira proceeds to turn it over and look at it, and she shakes her head. I don't know. I don't detect spells or anything like that. My abilities are a bit more... They're a bit different.
Okay. And then she'll just take back the pendant and I guess keep it.
Mm-hmm. As you all come here, Vaughn stops and basically says, you all go north, we're gonna go the other way.
Sure.
Wait, so we're getting a choice? What?
We need to split up. Okay.
Party!
That makes sense.
If you go up north, you'll be in the building that's about 2 buildings behind the gala. It's a noble estate that is under renovation. We will go this way, and it'll take us to the outskirts of town. Wellith. And Wellith looks at Vaughn. Take them, and you know the coherent story. Tell everyone that they started this mess. Okay? Just be safe. And Vaughn begins to walk off. Vieira kind of gently pats Janet on the sides. Janet is still confused. Again, Janet was charmed, unable to know where they were. And they proceed to leave. The goblin looks to you all and smiles. And he holds up his poop stick that he picked back up. And he goes,
God, I'm up.
bye-bye. And
Bye.
proceeds to follow.
Goodbye.
With that, the two gentlemen holding Hilbrand proceed to walk over to Snap and also to Janet. We'll take him. We'll
Oh,
get him healed up. We'll get him taken care of.
well.
Wait, who said this?
alright.
Sorry.
It's the two gentlemen who are with
Oh, the
Vaughn and
act
the
as fuck
two,
goblin dudes.
yeah, the jacked as fuck goblin dudes, and in particular the one that danced with Snack, smiles and says thank you for everything.
Yeah, no problem.
And he kind of like half smiles, says maybe we can dance it.
Oh, absolutely. Anytime.
Oh,
And
ain't that
Seraphina's gonna kind of nudge Snack.
Yeah, as they walk
Oh,
away,
ain't that
as they walk away, his buddy helping him drag Hilbrand, who's just kind of unconscious, goes, "Oh, you cheeky bastard! You like him big." And he goes, "Shut the fuck up."
Okay, so
and
who's all in our group?
So in your group right now, as those three are leaving,
Yeah, like as we're splitting, what is the group that like the player characters are going in?
Okay, so
just
at this time, you have the Cobalt. You have well, you're getting ready to talk more about that actually. Vaughn, who's now standing at the other exit, goes, Janet. And in Draconic, to the Kobolds, he says, little one, you can come with us. If you stay in this town, those nobles will come back. And Janet looks at her brother as he's being taken away and looks at you all and looks at Welleth. And she walks over and hugs each and every one of you first. First, she goes to Seraphina and hugs her and says, thank you so much. And then walks over to Snack, hugging her. And to our wonderful little fire fucking goblin over here, she kneels down and hugs you profusely and says, thank you for burning it all.
You're welcome. Tell him I'm sorry because I didn't mean to burn him that much.
Don't apologize.
And as she's hugging, she turns around and looks at Welleth, who doesn't expect anything. The look on his face is he doesn't expect anything. You can tell he feels guilty about everything that's happened. And she proceeds to walk over and hug him. He stiffens like a teenage boy caught off. And she gives him a peck on the forehead and just leave, following Vaughn and them. The Kobolds look at you all, and the littlest one walks up to you, Ragnar.
Oh God!
And kicks you in the shin.
Oh my God.
Well, 17 hit.
Shield.
How many times can you cast shield, bro?
4.
As many times as he's got stuff.
The Kobold goes to kick and hits the shield and they go, ah! And proceeds to
Bing bong.
and proceeds to run off with the others. So you are.
It was too perfect. I had to.
And with that, this is the group that you now have. You have the noble woman who is starting to come out of her daze after being dragged around and looks very concerned.
Oh, she was a noble? I thought she was a slave.
So she was a slave, but she's dressed as a noble and was making those bidding.
Oh,
okay.
her.
Yeah, she
Other-
was dressed.
other-
From above.
Yeah,
She was the one who was serving us food.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She was serving you food, but when you saw her down, she had changed her clothes, and she was bidding as if she was a noble trying to purchase slaves.
Damn, son.
She looks very confused and very scared. And as she sees
Thank you, Rosie. Thank you,
the
Rosie.
unconscious seeker being dragged around by you all, she screams.
Why the fuck is she screaming?
Hey, whoa, it is loud in here.
It's like
She's
echoing
gonna kind of walk
really
over and
bad.
kind of just put her hand on her mouth. Shush! Shut up right now.
It was either that or you burned alive because there's a fire.
Yeah.
Fire! What happened? I was serving you, and I went to the back room, and then all of a sudden, it just. What
Well,
happened?
There was a draft.
What happened?
Pretty
look, you
dry
were
in there.
brain controlled, and we got you out of there. That's really all that there is to it.
Yeah.
And she's like,
Quit.
is he alive, Seeker?
He
Oh,
is
yeah, he's
alive,
alive.
and to be quite fucking honest, I don't feel like explaining anything right now. We need to get out of here.
Okay, so
You know, that's fair.
Speaking on that. So, are we going the hideout method, or because he did say we're going back to like some place that's under renovation, or are we going the method of looking like people escaped a gala that caught on fire?
Well,
Go ahead.
Well, if offers this, we go to my office and we file a complaint and we send it directly to the Kingdom United.
Yeah, I know, I
Okay.
got that. I had a feeling you were going
Hold
to
on.
do that, but like,
No.
it looks really suspicious if we leave and don't look all singed out of a place that just burned
You're
down.
not burning me.
I wasn't
I'm
going
not
to.
getting burned.
I was literally. I was gonna take like a piece of charcoal or something and just like smudge it on us. That's
We
easy
got
enough.
out. We got out just as it was getting hot.
You know what? Sure.
That
sure.
is a
You're the
plot.
noble
That is
here.
a yeah.
Sure, you're the noble here. We in trouble. It's his fault. There we go.
So,
And he
well,
throws. Yes.
So, shit, I forgot what I was gonna ask. Never mind.
Well, you all have the opportunity to move north, like you were asked to by Vaughn, or you can head any other direction. What do you choose?
We're gonna head the way I vote that we head
I
the way we're
think,
supposed
yeah,
to.
it's like I think we should go the way Vaughn told us to go.
Yeah, I don't want to get
Yep.
lost down here and end up face to face with some people we probably can't fight.
All right. So as you three begin to move up north, you.
So one more thing. So I'm gonna use message because I know Snack hates it, but I'll message to Seraphina using the spell message. Yo, I got some loot before I lit the place on fire.
Well, that's right. Cool.
I
So
did write
you-
all of it down.
So
I didn't want to
as-
say it out loud because we have other people with us, and I'm not giving it back.
No, yeah,
you reach into your pocket and you pull out a string and you begin to kind of twist it around and you speak into it. And as you do, with everyone around you, might I add, they're just watching you mess with this wire as you're just casually walking and you speak into it. And Seraphina, only you hear, I got some loot.
She's gonna go. Her eyes are gonna kind of go wide for a second, and she's gonna. Can I respond like in my head, or does
Yes.
it matter?
You can respond to this message.
Okay.
Anyone
Was
who
it from the room that you lit on fire?
It may be.
All right, cool. Let's go.
All right, and I'll say that all that is said in about 5-6 seconds because that's as long as that spell lasts.
Yeah.
And you all proceed to walk, and you get to what essentially are stone stairs carved out of this cave with gold lining on them
Oh
that
my
go
fucking
up.
God.
These some fancy ass slave traders.
This
That's
isn't
all I
even fancy. This is just bougie as shit. Holy fuck.
This is unnecessary.
And that gold trim like falls the steps up as the steps turn into from slowly go from like the dark gray of the earth to a white, almost like
Look,
fancy.
sorry, I'm not a greedy person. I really don't care how much gold I'm carrying, but the temptation to just pull some of these bars off the wall.
Believe me, I have a
You
crowbar.
know, you
I have a crowbar.
And you have experience. You do have
You
experience.
do.
You know what? We're gonna be.
Just picture him turning away. Picture him turning away and be like, yeah, he's like,
crowbars in his hand. It's like, I really could pull that shit out of the wall.
Just take it. It's fine, right?
I mean,
right
we don't
there.
have anybody chasing it. Fuck it. I grabbed the crowbar out of my bag.
So you grab the crowbar, and the way that this gold is laid in, it's like it's laid in to the stone on what appears to be steel, and you begin to lay into it. I need you to roll a strength check to try to pry it out.
No!
Wait, can I help him?
Yes. Okay. So roll with advantage because Snack is stopping.
Good.
Drop it. It drops the seeker. Just unceremoniously.
Seraphina's-
Good.
Seraphina's gonna kind of just and kind of...
Wow, both of those rolls were fucking terrible.
Can I, like,
Okay, so we
wait,
have
wait,
a
before you
Uh-huh.
before you do that, how exactly are you trying to pry it off the wall?
I
And may be able to help.
he's legit take the like prying edge of like the thing of the freaking crowbar and just try to stick in the wedge, trying to like just wedge it out of the wall.
Okay, so with the height of with the height of oh my god, with Gragnar, I'm gonna put my foot on the crowbar and push it down as he's also pulling it.
I'm gonna tell you
Okay.
now, these rolls are not good. I rolled an 8
What'd you
and a
do?
6. I have a -1 to strength.
Can I roll strength too?
No, you gave him assistance. You helped him, so he got advantage. Because he was the one doing it, and you were helping him do it. So what happens is you both step on it, and as you do, you hear a pop, and you're like, "Oh yeah, it's coming out!" And then like the stone above it snaps up, flies up, and like just lands at your feet as the crowbar hits the floor. Gragnar almost falls over. Your foot comes down, and you've essentially broken one of the steps trying to get that inlaid gold. Because again, it's on steel that's been like laid into, so it's also part of the structure. What you could do though is, like I said, there's gold in the cracks of the walls. You could essentially
That's what I thought they were doing.
Yeah, that's what I thought we were doing.
No, you were going for the step. Gragnar said, "I want to pull it off the step."
Oh. Well, I thought it was good. Let's go for the wall
Yeah,
one.
I thought they were on the wall.
This one.
Welleth is standing at halfway point of the stairs, turning back to look at you all, shaking his head.
We
Hey,
just
don't
turned to him
judge
like-
me. You have fuck tons of money, dickhead.
Yeah, he's right. I actually gotta back up the little one in this one.
I'm taking my money where I can get it.
Alright, Gragnar, are you ready?
Yes,
3,
you
2.
fucking do it this time. I'll help her.
Oh, you're helping me. Okay.
So this is going to be more of a dexterous thing because it's laid in the crack, so you're like scraping it out. Versus actually like prying it. Yeah, so do that with
maybe
with
I can do
advantage.
it.
Damn,
With
I'm good at
advantage.
dex.
That's fucking weird because I'm great at strength, and now it's not strength. It's fucking dexterity, you bastard. What
It's a
bullshit
different
is that?
scenario. It's a different scenario.
I mean, I can help because I'm dexterous.
Okay. All right, Lestria. You, me, and Gragnar all together.
Okay, so roll. Okay, so Lester, roll 1.
Wait, am I not rolling?
You're rolling twice with advantage because you and Gragnar are working in one place, and then
Yeah.
It's fucking rolls. I got a 9.
Oh no, you have my rolls tonight
okay.
apparently.
Okay, I'm not touching dice.
You found a
It's
D20.
16
Ooh, no, I don't use
on
tree.
the
I don't
dice.
use tree elements.
Okay, but I also get a 0 to
I definitely
my
gotta hit you up
dexterity.
about that. That
So
sounds
it's
really
just a
fucking cool.
16.
Okay.
So that's a 16 first, and then let me roll the second one. I'll take the 16. The other one's a 13.
Yeah, I'm gonna need
Okay.
that.
So
I'll
real
hit you up
quick
after stream. I gotta talk about that one.
for Lestria, for yours, as you're going through,
I
you're like
use
slowly.
Streamlabs.
You're being very careful because you're just like slowly, kind of almost petitely scraping with your ice dagger. You've made another ice dagger. You're just like.
Yeah, I use
slowly
Streamlabs. I'm trying to switch over all
you've
my
got
stuff
like
because I have
you've got
problems with
like
Streamlabs too.
your hand out, and you after 2 or 3 minutes, while you guys are all making like a traumatized woman and Wellith and an unconscious guard stand there. You're like, I have some, and you have about like 3 grams. You have like 3 grams of gold, and you turn around and you see Snack taking like her axes, and she's like going in with them like this, and like wedging them in and pulling out the entire line.
Hell yeah.
She's
Hell
like
yeah.
wedging them in together and going, oh yeah, like falling down. And you end up with like 3 grams of gold leaf. Lestria, Snack, you end up, or Seraphina, I'm sorry, Seraphina, you end up with 3 grams. Snack, you end up with like, I would say, if you converted it to gold coins, you'd end up with like 3 or 4 gold coins worth of gold. Which is a lot. That took about 2-3 minutes.
I'm debating on if this is worth it anymore.
Well, if proceeds look at you and go, I was planning on rewarding you for saving people in my town, right?
Well, you could have said that 4 minutes ago.
That before we started breaking the wall for money?
I didn't do it for a reward. I was just.
This poor slave
like,
woman is looking at you all like you're insane.
We're poor!
Ragnar's rubbing off on us.
And she looks at you as if she's confused because she's a slave. That's kind of worse than poor. It's like, and just they
Can we
all
just go?
Yeah, you all proceed to go. Wellith proceeds to grab like the neck of the armor for the guard and starts trying to drag him up the stairs. You hear thunk, 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 thunk.
Oh, yeah, you dropped your helmet, dude. Let me get that for you. And I just kind of kick it up the stairs.
And you all exit this area. You come into a fairly large empty building. You can tell that like
who did the fancy man go with?
Fancy
Which
man?
fancy man?
The guy whose hat I stole.
Oh, he's with me.
Oh,
He's behind us.
Oh.
Like, you look on the map. He's between you and me.
Oh.
Hi.
Yeah, that bitch ain't going nowhere.
As you all exit, I don't have a map for this, unfortunately. It got corrupted. But essentially, you come out into this large building that is obviously under renovation. Like there's stairs without handles on it. There's a bunch of different spaces where there's no furniture.
Hold on, that's super useful. I'm about to hit you.
This is obviously supposed to be like a fairly fancy, like smaller ballroom space. And Wellith proceeds to, at this point, finally unclench his hand, which had his gold necklace wrapped around it. And he kind of takes it off and he just shoves it into a pocket. And it's very much like contorted and bent from him beating the shit out of people. And he looks exhausted. We need to get to my office now.
And
should we question things? Wait.
This would be
my office has a dungeon. We can lock them in there and go from there.
Perfect.
Oh, that sounds good.
And proceeds to Wellith first steps out and he screams out, "Help! Help! Someone send help! We've had bandits. No, that's incorrect. We've had nobles. They were the nobles." And he rolls a nat 20 to act this shit out.
By the way, at the same time, I'm gonna turn to the guy, and I'm just gonna like Undertaker, like thumb to throat, and like slowly move it across my throat, like, you shut your fucking mouth. Say anything, and I will fucking kill you.
Seraphina's gonna kind of do the same to the girl, but not as aggressive. Be like, keep your mouth shut. We're helping you.
I'm rolling intimidation. Give me a second.
And you have
since
Ragnar
Seraphina's helping
behind
me,
them,
do I
just
get
like,
advantage?
just like
Yeah,
punching
you
his
get
hand,
advantage.
punching his palm, like, yeah.
I'm imagining.
Woo!
What'd you
With
do?
that advantage, hang on. That is a 20.
Oh,
Non-nat or nat 20?
Not that.
Okay.
Rosie, you the
So-
best.
So I
Thank
get
you
a
for the
+1 to
sub. Thank you for the
intimidation.
sub. I'll hit you up
So
after
he
stream
looks
about
at
the
you and
stream
he is-
element stuff.
he's in
I need to actually
tears.
check that out.
He to him,
Pog,
this was
pog.
a job. He was just doing his job. And that doesn't make it right at all.
No.
But to him, this wasn't wrong either. Like, you know, the different perspective type things. In
Mm-mm-mm.
air
I don't give a
quotes,
shit about
different
his
perspectives.
Shameful.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Anyway, he's in tears. He looks terrified. He's like, oh my God, we're gonna die.
I just want to add on to the threat. If you ever tell anyone what you saw and what you heard that isn't what we said, I will find you. And I will kill you.
And as you say that, several city guards come in. You can hear a lot of noise outside as people begin to go. The gallows site's on fire. The ballroom's on fire. Quick, get someone to put it out. Get the town guards. Get to the. And as you all begin to exit, you can see that while the top floor of the building isn't on fire, that was more stone and
Yeah.
like concrete. There's flames coming from the windows that are down below. The foundation itself has caught fire, and you can hear cracking. And as you do, you see the front face of the building shift ever so slightly.
Ooh.
The foundation is going. People are
Oh, shit,
screaming. Welleth looks at you all and says, let's go. And he turns to the guards and says, make sure that they all get to my office, and I will be there soon. And Welleth proceeds to run off and starts immediately directing people and the guards on how to take out the fire. He's made the decision that making sure no one else gets hurt tonight is more important right now.
Yeah.
The town guards go with you and says, come with us. I don't know what's going on tonight. First the nobles from Kingdom United they came out of the building bloodied, fucked up, and then they just disappeared. They literally just disappeared when they came out, and now this, God, fuck happened. And
Look, all we know is that we're trying to get out with our lives.
yeah, no, it's fine. It's Welleth, for being a jackass, is pretty good boss. Doesn't want anyone to get hurt. Let's go.
And we'll follow.
And as you all go, you end up basically going about 20 minutes across town. Welleth, actually, his main office, you've not been to his main office. You've been to see him at the bar and things like that. But his main office is pretty much dead center of the town, where he is on both the nobles' end and also the commoners. And I will actually bring up the map again.
Ooh, fancy. Oh, God.
So you see that the
Ragnar big.
Lorge.
so you see delete.
I can't. There we go.
There you go. So you all are the very small area here. This is y'all. You are being taken from where the nobles estate to the nobles estate. You have the nobles haven, which is where you were.
You don't get a teacher's discount, bro.
And you're
What?
being taken inside this area. And the thing is, like you guys, I told you guys, this isn't a big area, but it is dense. So when you travel the streets, you see a bunch of people screaming as one of the major buildings In fact, that little triangle that points towards Dark Breach, it's that rectangular building that's on that main where that B is on top of. That is the building that is now caught aflame. And you had exited one of those buildings behind it. You are led to Wellis Estate.
Wait, is the fire spreading to the other buildings?
They are working to keep that from happening. Luckily, it's a fire that's kind of underground, so it's easier to keep control. Plus, most of the nobles' buildings and things like that are made out of stone, not wood, as well as like marble and things like that. So it's making so for all intents and purposes, they're pretty much safe, but they want to make sure. Plus, even though these nobles' estates are like really fancy and things like that, they are pretty much on top of each other because the way this town is, it's a dense area.
Make it a sense. Luckily, they didn't have anything extremely explosive in the basement.
Right?
Meanwhile,
That would have been perfect.
You had an opportunity. The thing you didn't get was basically it was flammable. I'll say that.
Damn, that would.
So are we at
You're at Wellis Estate, which is the noble's estate is essentially a very large building, and you'll notice that it functions as a lot of different things, not just his home. It functions as a gathering place for meetings. It functions as like a rec area where like it's late at night, so but you can see like like a children's park almost on the back end of it. And it looks new. It looks fairly new. The guards proceed to take you in and go, you can stay here tonight. If we'll be back in the morning. We've got to go. James, Jonathan, you stay here. I'm going to go back, make sure everyone's good.
Would you mind helping us take this unconscious man into the dungeon area?
And this not so unconscious man to the dungeon area.
And James and Jonathan are two city guards who proceed to look at them and go, are they responsible for burning down part of our city?
No.
But we do have questions for them regarding who did.
All right. Get your asses in the cage and holy shit. That's a seeker.
Yes.
And the two city guards kind of go pale a little bit.
I have questions for him.
Okay. Well,
should we like take his weapons or something? Maybe all of his armor too. So we don't have like we can
do that.
Fully armored man with weapons on.
And as you all begin to like take him back to that area, you begin to take his armor and things. You realize how little he actually has on him. He has a small bag of about 50 copper, and then 50 silver, which you can assume is meant to be his funds for travel. He also has a letter on him, a letter of nobility, stating that he is to be treated as a noble on site.
I will take that letter.
Then on top of that, you see that his armor and things like that are all pretty much custom made. Like, even though all their armor looks the same, it's all been trimmed directly for his body. So a lot of money goes into this armor, as well as the fact that he has markings on his body. Underneath his armor, which is way lighter than you expected it to be. It's actually, it looks like it's made of steel, but it's super light. You see that he's wearing clothing that shows his forearms
at all,
and his legs. It's basically almost like a one of those swimsuits that are like for men that like covers the chest and the legs. That's pretty much it.
So he's wearing a Speedo.
Basically. And you see markings all across his skin. Almost like
are they scars or actual like tattoos or something?
They seem to be a mixture. Some of them look like scars, surgery scars. Others look like markings, almost like grids that run across his body, with a faint blue glow. and he's still unconscious as he's put in that room. And what you guys tend to do is basically just strip him down to nothing. You know, do you want to leave that Speedo on him, or you want to take that too?
We'll leave that on, but I do want to strap him down to like a chair or something.
Chad asked, "Is he hot?"
He's decently attractive, but you also know that he looks like several of the other guards as well, the other Seekers.
Interesting. It's to
almost
be determined.
exactly.
To be determined.
I mean, he is clean shaved. He's got a nice, heavy jaw. Very.
We got the crimson chin over here. Oh shit.
He's got a low haircut, probably about an inch to inch and a half long. And other than the markings on his body, which appear to be surgical with how clean they are, and the markings that look like almost grids across his body, he seems to be almost like perfectly fit, like ridiculously like perfect specimen of a human being.
Shit, this man's so jacked.
It's almost kind of funny you were able to take him down. Like the fates were against him because he didn't roll above a 15 the entire fucking year.
So, is he like strapped in and everything? Like we have him like bound?
You proceed to get rope from from the guards who, when you ask for rope to tie him down, they bring you like 200-300 feet because they're like, you're gonna need
a lot of rope,
and they stand watch as you begin to tie him up. So I need you to roll.
Ooh! We should completely wrap him up like a cocoon and hang him from the ceiling. Then he can't attack.
No.
There is, there are some wood pillars that are hanging in the air.
Full cocoon.
Nah.
Much
Full
work.
cocoon, yes.
Okay.
But nah.
Who wants to tie him up?
Who has the better time?
Okay, as you tie him up, I need you to roll. You can choose sleight of hand or performance.
Because I have advantage in that.
Okay. Is anyone going to help? Oh, so you got a 16?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so is anyone going to help, or is it just going to be?
I'll help.
Okay, so roll with advantage.
16.
So you take your time.
What if I help?
You only get one advantage.
There's no double advantage. Sadly.
What if I'm the one who puts like the finger down so that they can tie the knot?
Oh shit! Quadruple advantage.
Let's go.
No. I appreciate the enthusiasm.
I tried, Seraphina.
And I allow for a lot of shenanigans with this past session. But no, you don't get fucking quadruple advantage. Roll or die and take the highest. That sounds cool. Anyway, you tie him up. I'll let you put your finger down for the knot on the back end of it. You know, and you tie him up. And Seraphina, as you're tying him up, you're checking it, and you look up and you're face to face with him. His eyes are wide open and blue, staring at you furiously.
Told you we should have hung
Oh,
from the
perfect.
ceiling.
You're awake.
Where are the nobles?
Elsewhere.
And he looks at y'all. Insight check. He looks a bit confused. What the fuck did y'all do?
She fucking did the "oh no, she's hot" sound on my stream.
Fucking eyes line up. Oh no, he's hot.
They're like piercing blue. He said they're like practically.
So what did he roll for just now?
Seraphina, for losing some things in the past. You are thirsty. It's been a minute, hasn't it?
It's been a minute.
That morning period has really taken it out of you. You really need a glass of water, huh?
You know, the fires, it parches us, you know.
Boy is rolling in his grave. Boy is like, man, she's always been this thirsty. fucking talking to like angels and deities, just like he's
Be
always
like
this.
that.
Right?
It'd be
It's like, yep,
that.
that's my wife.
My wife. Oh Lord.
She's a thirsty bitch.
Oh God.
He proceeds to look a bit confused. I had him roll insight, like he was trying to read what you were saying. He got a 3. He looks a bit confused, and he goes, "Where am I?
Elsewhere.
Where's my?"
Say again.
Also elsewhere.
You cut off, Aaron.
He said, "Where's my armor?" And Ragnar says, "Well, elsewhere."
Also
And
elsewhere.
he begins to flex his arms, and you can see the rope pulling and
Okay, so
stretching.
as he's doing that, I'm gonna cast Rhymes Binding Ice on him.
Good.
Okay, he'll roll. How does Rhymes Binding Ice work?
A burst of cold energy emanates from you in a 30-foot cone. Each creature in that area must make a constitution. It basically says a creature hindered by ice. Or wait, fuck. Oh, that's my spot. Fuck. Okay, on a failed save, okay. So he needs to do a Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, a creature takes a 3d8 cold damage
Oh my God.
and is hindered by ice formations for 1 minute or until it or another creature within reach of it uses an action to break away the ice.
Okay, so Constitution, you said?
Yeah. And the creature is hindered by ice and speed is reduced to 0. On a successful save, the creature takes half damage and isn't hindered by ice.
Okay. Does a 10 get him free?
What is he going against? My spell DC?
Yes.
Yeah, no, that doesn't. I have a
Okay.
I have a 12.
Okay. So roll damage.
Okay, what is it? 3d8. Oh shit, I got a 20.
Oh.
Can I make the thing of it's non-lethal? Non-lethal damage.
So my homebrew rule is usually that the only non-lethal can be like physical, like damage from weapons. But I will say that you pointed downward, so you were hitting his legs and his lower body, so that
because my intent was just to freeze him in place.
Yeah. So with that, you cast that spell in the lower half of his body. As he's stretching, you can hear the ropes begin to give because he rolled a nat 20 on strength trying to break free.
Yeah, no.
And as the ropes begin to tear and tether, you hit him with this spell, and he stops. He goes,
Seraphina's gonna walk forward.
His head falls downward.
Was he unconscious again?
You can check.
You know what? I will. She's gonna walk forward and kind of carefully see
I got a
if his
crowbar
eyes are
if you
still
want to poke
open.
him.
So as you check him, his eyes are still open, but they're no longer glowing blue. They're just a solid like emerald green that's staring blankly downward as if he is unconscious. He's sitting there tied up, and he's like, and you check, and he's still breathing, but he is not moving. And as you look over him, you see that there are several points where the rope was getting ready to break, and the rope around him is covered in frost. And his body is essentially frozen to the chair and frozen to the ground.
But he is still breathing and he is still alive, right?
Barely.
Okay.
He had recovered himself at 1 HP, and you did 20, and he has 22 health.
Oh shit.
Okay, can I attempt to stabilize him?
Yes. Roll a medicine check.
Okay, oh wait, I need to go back to D20. I got a fucking 4!
Yeah, you go to look over him, and your medicine check is like tapping him on the face, like, hey.
And I'm just watching her. I'm like, Seraphina, what are you trying to do?
Ask him questions. I'm trying to wake him up.
Let me see what I can do. Yeah, I get a -1 to medicine, but I would do medicine.
Oh my god. Hold on, wait, is Wellis still? No, Wellis is not here anymore.
Oh, let me do it.
Wait,
let me do it.
I have a potion. I have potions.
But wait, no, don't waste the potion. I just got an 18.
Okay.
I just got an 18. Well, I got a 19, but I get a -1, so it's an 18.
So you walk over and you get Seraphina to step back, who's essentially just like, please don't be dead. Please don't be dead. Like smacking the side of his face. And you just kind of go, let me take a look at him. And you have like knowledge of
Can I
medicine.
just spit on him?
Some healing spit.
You spit on him, and he kind of he's still unconscious.
Yeah.
So what you do, you spit on him, and he's still unconscious. But what you do is you proceed to go ahead, look him over, and then you.
Salvation! Oh my fucking god!
What happened?
Somebody in my chat said survival. Somebody in my chat said survival salvation.
Y'all are a bunch of degenerates. Y'all know that.
Yes.
I didn't need time to happen. I just wanted to freeze him in the
Anyway, so do I wake him up?
I mean, at least you did it. Ragnar did it.
You stabilize him by essentially going ahead and you take the ropes off of him, actually. And that allows for his body to warm up. You grab some more rope, because they brought you like 200. Like
A lot of rope.
Yeah, and you proceed to tie him up with new rope. I won't have you roll for that. We'll just say that you take your time. But essentially peeling off that ice that froze the rope, because that rope was frozen.
Can we hang up from the ceiling now?
Its body temperature begins to raise. I'm ignoring you, Ragnar. And proceeds to. You see a little more color come in his cheeks. He's still unconscious. Stabilized means he's not dying. He's unconscious. So he is officially just kind of out for now. And he's not going to wake up for a while. You damn near killed this boy. Everyone you think is hot dies or gets fucking God.
Oh no,
You're
he's
like
hot. We immediately become intimidated. Like, no, he has to go. Get him out of here.
No, I can't give him a potion. He'll wake up.
If you give him a potion, he will regain conscience.
All right, I'm gonna do that.
You're gonna do that?
Yes.
Okay. So you
I need to question this motherfucker.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and cast mage armor on myself.
You give him a potion. Go ahead and what kind of potion is it? A lesser or greater or what?
Shit, where is it? I think it was a lesser. Yeah, it was a lesser healing potion.
All right, so
my 18 just didn't wake him up at all. Not even my spit.
No, you stabilize him. You said you wanted to stabilize him. That's completely different. And the thing is, you can't wake someone up like that. Like let's be real.
I would be woken up if someone spat in my face. That's all I'm
Ignore
saying.
that.
But hang on. So here's the thing. That Seraphina said, I'm just trying to wake him up, and I said, oh, okay, let me try. And that's whenever I spit on him.
Okay. So here's the thing.
I clarified that I was doing that.
What does the? So what do I roll for a lesser healing potion again?
2d4 plus 2. So when you use a medicine check on someone who is dying, you stabilize them. You do not give them HP, therefore they cannot wake up. They have to take time to either be healed or sit at 1 HP. When you use a potion,
I thought stabilizing meant it at least brings it back to 1 HP.
Yeah,
they
1 HP would wake them up.
So stabilizing someone, the way that the rules write it is that if you stabilize them, you get them to 1 HP, but they are unconscious. Okay. As players, usually y'all wake up and you're able to do more, but for NPCs it is different. First off, NPCs usually just straight up die when they get to 0 HP, like via the book. I treat it similar to how you guys as players are because it's more interactive that way. You guys can knock people unconscious. You can make the decision to murk someone if necessary.
Yeah.
But like by default, unless
no. I just looked it up. I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. So this makes sense. So yes, he would still be unconscious, but you'd have to roll a d4 for how many hours he'd be unconscious for before he goes back to the 1 HP.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But right
Yeah.
now, he's unconscious because
He's
it's
at
still
7
hours.
HP.
So he has 7 HP. He proceeds to wake up. He's shivering a little bit. And he looks exhausted. Y'all put him at death's door twice in less than 4 hours. Like, in less than 2 hours.
I'm sure he doesn't mind.
And he proceeds to wake up and he looks at you all. And he immediately comes to. And he rolls a 10 to try to break out. He's
I'm gonna hand
Now
snack
you're
my
going to
crowbar.
sit there.
on the kings, I
Oh.
will have your heads. Kings.
Oh, I don't think you will because I took your pendant and your letter.
You have my pendant.
Yes. As well as your armor and other things that you had.
He kind of smirks a little bit. Well, that's just fine. And he lays back, his head tilts back, and he looks around, and you can tell he's scanning the room. The first thing he's doing is checking. He sees the 2 guards, and he snarls in their direction. The 2 guards take like 3 steps back. They were already at the door. They take 3 steps outside the door and just kind of like peek in. Like they don't know what to do with this secret. Like the town.
DM, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
All right. The townsfolk obviously have never like seen a seeker outside of like to show power. So they've never been in a scenario where a seeker has been in jail before. And he proceeds to look at you all. What do you want?
Well, unlike you, I'm not here to cause more issues. But
We were doing our job. Slavery is not illegal in this area.
no, but it's not exactly right. And I know you're going to disagree. But either way.
And
I want you.
he
I
kind
want-
of go ahead.
She's just going to flat out say, I want your help.
You want my help. After nearly killing 2 people I was meant to protect. And
I
he
didn't say that.
he spits at your feet. And his eyes spark blue. I can see exactly who you are.
So you know who I am.
There aren't many sorcerers running around, and we had been notified that if we run into you, we might need to get you to your family.
Oh yeah, no, fully. He needs to.
But
go.
I don't mean that. I mean what you are. Oh, and he looks like he's kind of in pain as he kind of tries to set up straight. Goddamn half-breed.
So do we have to keep him alive?
Yes.
Fuck up, potato nugget.
Okay, we'll count that as strike 1.
He sits there, and he just goes quiet.
What are your alliances with shit, what was her kingdom called again? You named it. I forgot what it was called.
Kingdom United.
No. Seraphina's.
Oh.
Ashengard?
Ashengard, yes.
What is your opinion of Ashengard? The rulers there right now.
And his face almost goes dark. The look on his face feels off to you, and there's almost a slight grin. I think your uncle is a very, very.
Say again. You cut out.
I think that your uncle is a very stupid man, and I think he is going to do wonders for our country.
For your country.
despite his unfortunate lineage.
So,
And with that, I won't be saying a damn thing else.
It's sounding like he's
Oh.
giving up his only reason we're keeping him alive.
hold on.
If you're asking me.
Gragnar and Snack, would you mind leaving the room for a moment, as well as the guard?
Sure.
Okay, so you all leave. The guards shut the door, which is a steel door with iron bars in the top where you can peek through. They keep that open so that they can hear in case like you come out or anything. But you're essentially in the room with this seeker.
She's kind of just staring him down for a moment and... All right. So you know who I am. You know my family and their lineage. I want to destroy the kingdom of Ashengard.
Oh my god. You're serious?
I'm dead serious.
Little princess is throwing a hissy fit. This is grand.
She's gonna throw an ice knife at his actually no, she's not gonna throw it. I forgot he's at 7 HP. But she is going to but she is going to kind of summon it. I'm not throwing a fit. They took something from me.
What? What possibly taken from you? The way I hear it, you gave up near everything. All over what? Being yourself, being true.
She's going to step up and kind of slap him in the face. They took the one thing that I loved, which was my husband. And they destroyed any sort of fucking thing that I could have that was mine.
All right. Now we're getting some. But you won't be talking to me. And if you think I'm going to help you after what happened with the nobles, you're wrong.
What will convince you?
Not a damn thing. That family raised me. Okay. I grew up an urchin in the street. Found out I had magic powers, and suddenly I'm able to go ahead and be with the greatest and biggest. Now, does that mean I like nobles? Not really. The kings are the ones that I follow and worship. And believe me, with what's happened here, you'll be lucky if only an Inquisitor shows up. And when he says Inquisitor, you get quiet for a second. You
What
know
are those
that
again?
Inquisitors are sent by the kings and the higher up nobles to investigate diplomatic issues and have a tendency of having absolute control on how they handle a situation. They are on par with the power of the kings of the Kingdom United and are capable of enacting justice on and off soil. What he's saying is basically, with those nobles being harmed out of the kingdom, with a building going down and with seekers being attacked and killed, you've got a good chance that you are now in the direct sights of the Kingdom United.
I'm back, by the way. I've been listening to the entire conversation.
Okay.
And if you think seekers are something to be worried about, most of those seekers that were with those nobles were young bloods, fresh from training, fresh from medical. I've got 3 years on me. But Inquisitors are raised to be monsters among men and have this same authority as the kings. You don't seem to understand what you've done. And if you think losing one lover is going to be a problem, if you think that they'll come just for you, no, they're going to come for your friends. They're going to come from your little cobalt pet over there. They're going to come for your mother, for your family, and they will burn it all down. And in the name of the kings, in the name of the gods themselves, you will die. Even if what you want aligns with the kingdom.
Hide your kids.
Good luck.
Well, I guess we're just gonna have to let that not happen.
Have fun. They already know where you're at.
I
And
figured.
he looks at the pendant in your hand. They already know what we've said. And you will see the
Wait, I
mark.
didn't have the pendant in my hand, I don't think.
You said you pulled it out and said, I have your pendant.
No, I just said I have your pendant.
Ah, okay. He looks at your bag where you've put the pendant.
Okay.
How much water do you
And
have? I don't know
as
the
you
answer
look
to
at
that
him,
question.
the markings on his body begin to glow a blue and spark. And he begins to convulse. He begins to shake in the seat. And his muscles tighten, his face contorts, and he begins to foam at the mouth.
Shit.
And with that, you see steam come off of his body. And his eyes roll back as you see blood from his ears, nose, eyes, and mouth leak. And he falls over. There's a searing heat that comes from his body, almost like you're standing in front of an open oven. The markings on his arms no longer glow blue, they are black. And you hear a slow hum from your bag.
She's gonna hastily walk over to the bag and take out what I'm assuming is the pendant.
On the pendant, the blue emerald that was in the center is pulsating.
Oh shit! Hello, I'm hunting for. Thank you for the raid. Oh fuck! Oh god! There's so much going on right now.
With that, you hear what sounds like a voice.
Fuck.
And it's not coming from the pendant per se. You can hear it in the back of your head. Just ever so slightly.
Okay.
We see you.
Say again?
We see you. We find you wanting, and you are marked. Turn in your soul to the kingdom, or be treated the Inquisition. You have 5 seconds to reply. 5.
Wait, do I recognize the voice or is it?
It is a deep voice that feels off. It feels like it's mimicking a human voice, like not that it's a real. Like
I hate
in real
you
life,
guys.
you know, voice
I'll chug
messages
it
from
after
machines.
This. I have a fucking full water bottle.
This is
Okay.
how that sounds. It sounds artificial. And as he
Okay.
says that, you hear a countdown in the back of your head. 5,
Who is this?
4, 3, 2.
All right. All right. Where do I need to go?
Seraphina of Drakengard, you have been marked. Stay where you are. Our Inquisition will be there shortly. And the buzzing sound stops. the pendant goes from blue to red, and you feel a searing pain on your hand as you hold it.
I'm gonna throw the pendant against the wall and attempt to break it.
You throw the pendant against the wall, and hey guys, guess what? This is a perfect chance for me to use that whole thing about items and shit.
Oh,
No.
You throw it and it shatters. The emerald on the front shatters, and you look down at your hand, and as you do, you see a black spot on your palm.
Damn it, I knew it.
Well,
And it takes a circular shape on your palm and then turns into that diamond shape that's so common with marks by the Kingdom United. This one then begins to move slowly down your hand. You watch it as if a tattoo sliding across your skin to your wrist. And 6 small triangles reach out from the sides of this diamond around it. And you recognize the mark. It's known as the Mark of the Traitor.
Mark of the Traitor.
In your studies, it is a mark given to those who are to be brought in under any means necessary by the Kingdom United.
Oh, hell no's an understatement.
She's gonna kind of quickly go open the door. I'm assuming Snack and Gragnar are there.
Mm-hmm.
yep.
Zap.
She has a very grave look on her face as you guys see the dead body behind me.
Oh, jeez. What did you
And
do?
the steaming dead body. It's got steam coming off of it as if it was recently electrocuted.
Damn it, I wanted to
We-
do that.
We need to go
Now?
right now.
Sure. Now. Shouldn't, wait, what's going on
No,
exactly?
we need to go. We need to go.
Okay.
She's gonna
All right.
start. She's gonna kind
Do
of
we
pull
need
her sleeve down on her hand and start walking out.
Do we need to warn anybody, or are we just leaving? Oh, and then
Where
she's
are we
gone. Okay,
going?
come on,
And-
Ragnar.
Wait, where are we going?
As you exit the building, you hear the flames roaring in the distance, and in the far distance down the main road, see, when you exit, you see that there's this open area that is known as like the market space,
Mhm.
and right where H is, which is the city hall,
Yeah.
you see blue flash above the city hall,
Oh no.
and in
What?
that you see when the
fuck?
blue flash is clear, you see 2 individuals standing with several of what appears to be slightly different seekers. And they look down with blue glowing piercing eyes. Seraphina of Drakengard,
Yikes.
the Inquisition claims your right.
I'm gonna turn to Seraphina. What the fuck did you do?
I don't know.
Oh.
Come peacefully or die trying.
How? Okay. Question, Seraphina.
What?
It's a lot of rolling happening. I'm scared.
Do they know what you? Do you know what they look? What do they know what you look like?
No, but I think they know my location at all times, right?
You can guess that.
In what way would they know?
You know those marks that those slaves had?
What does yours look like? Tell me quickly.
She shows her hand, and it's like trembling.
Ragnar, do you still have that charcoal?
Does she need a hand?
Ragnar, do you still have that charcoal?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to mimic it exactly.
And suddenly,
And step out.
Suddenly, you see what looks like a long red line that glows in the middle of the dark, aiming directly at the building that the Seekers are on.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
And suddenly there is not one, not two, but 3 fireballs that go off on that building.
Oh.
Wait, the building we just came out of, or
No, the one with the Seekers and the Inquisition on it.
the fire building, the one that's on fire?
Nope. The
Town
City Hall.
Oh, shit.
Wait, what was at the city hall again?
That was the Seekers. They were standing on top of that building. The Seekers and the Inquisition.
okay.
So somebody shot at them?
Yup. And you
Oh.
hear a familiar goblin voice. Run! Run!
Sounds like a distraction to me. Let's go.
Oh. I'm gonna run.
Yeah, she's gonna start fucking booking it.
I guess just go out the gate. Where the fuck are we going?
I don't know anywhere but here.
I have a cart. I have a cart. Go to my cart. Go to my cart.
Should we go back underground? Because that
Your cart is behind where they were being shot at.
Should we go back underground? That's an option.
And
Where's Vaughn?
Here.
Where is Vaughn?
Not here.
He's underground.
you hear in the distance the goblin. Come. And he's down one aisle, like a hidden like area. Like if you were to look at the map, he's here. He's telling you to follow him down this main road,
Oh
and
yeah,
then
no,
down.
follow him immediately.
Okay,
We're gonna follow him.
And you all begin to book it. You briefly turn back, Ragnar, and as you do, you see that the fireballs have set the building aflame, but it is being dispersed almost immediately as one blonde, somewhat decently tall humanoid in a full blue, almost like military outfit, stands staring directly at you. You lock eyes with them for a second.
No, we gotta run.
And
They're gonna fucking
Their
kill us.
eyes are not glowing blue, they're glowing gold.
Yeah, nah, fuck that. Run. No, we need to run faster. Why won't my legs move faster?
As you do, you are led down this area and through this alley here. Do you see where I'm clicking?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And there is a crate there that the goblin throws to the side, and there is a hole in the side of a building. This is a horror area where you all are essentially getting pushed through. And as you go through, you see Vaughn standing there looking pale as fuck. And he goes, "What the fuck did y'all do?" And
Good
he
fucking question. Let's go.
he proceeds to point to a cart that he has, and it's your cart. He actually
My
went and,
cart.
and it's your donkey that was pulling you.
Oh, that's a good boy.
And he unlatches the donkey and begins latching you to a steed. He says, "Fair
What?
trade, fair. You want to get out of here fast, or you want to talk with the Inquisition?"
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Take
And-
good care of him. His name's Daisy.
"Will do, I guess." And it's just standing there. It's standing there going,
Unbothered, vibing.
and it just kind of looks at Vaughn, and Vaughn looks at it, and he's like, and you all hop into your cart, and you begin to ride like bats out of hell.
Oh yes, I'm proficient in that. I want to clarify.
So,
I
quick
can get
thing
us out
while we're
there real
riding.
quick.
Doesn't the thing on her hand like track her?
Yes, it does. And I was gonna say, Ragnar, I need you to burn this off right now.
Ooh.
See how attached are you to that hand?
Stab it, god damn it!
I mean, I have another means. It's just she won't have a hand.
Well, do something.
That's why I'm asking. How attached are you to said hands?
I like my hand.
You hear an explosion that's probably about, as you're riding away, probably about 200-300 feet behind you, the building you were coming from.
Do something.
I don't have any fire. Seraphina,
You see Vaughn get flung
I don't have
probably
any
about
fire.
30
I
feet
don't
in the
have
air
fire. The options
as he's being thrown. And then you see your donkey slowly walk out of the rubble.
Aw.
and Vaughn is sent through the second-story window of a building.
Oh Jesus!
And
Greg,
Wait. So there's no fire at all around us.
Yeah, no, there's no,
No.
fire. I have
are
an
you
option.
telling me
but
that you wasted your fire?
It's
Wait,
not
what?
that wasted. It's not wasted fire. I just can't use firebolt like I want to. It's gonna just put holes through her hand and make it useless.
Okay.
That's why I'm asking if she's attached.
Seraphina's gonna summon an ice knife again.
I have a less
And-
painful option.
What is it? I thought it was the.
You're gonna do it.
I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna fucking.
I want to tell you, at this point, you are going about 60 miles with this horse. This horse is a good horse. And you have a small carriage. It doesn't even have a top. It's just meant to hold shit. All your stuff is floating. Yeah, it's a cart. All that shit's flying off of it. You're all hanging on. And in the distance, coming out of the smoke from where Vaughn had been thrown, you do see that same golden-eyed Inquisition member
Son of a
Fuck
bitch.
that.
walking
no.
through.
I will buy you something to make up for your hand. Okay, so.
Wait, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Do you want to know, or do you want me to just do it and I'll pay you back for it later?
Aaron, are there
No.
any forests near us?
In the distance, about half a mile, there is a forest.
I don't think
They
forest
cleared
is
your
bad.
fire. The rest of it is farmland wrapping around this, so it's just straight area. They can see everything.
Okay,
I'm
I will try. I will try and use
writing us
Ragnar's
as
blowtorch.
I'm writing us as fast as possible to the forest.
Mhm.
Since I'm proficient in steering vehicles,
Roll performance with advantage, and then
Okay, cool.
add your proficiency.
And while that's going on, I will try and use Ragnar's blowtorch to burn this off. I will try
You
and
said
save your
performance?
hands.
Yes, and
Where's performance? Oh, there it is.
and add your
Hold on.
Wait, why
proficiency.
is it gotta be
to it.
performance?
Wait.
Wouldn't this be animal handling?
Oh, it would be animal handling. I'm sorry. Yeah, just roll animal handling.
Hold
and-
on, Ragnar. Before you do that, I do want to try something.
Okay.
Okay. You are making decent time, and it looks as if they can't quite keep up with you, but they're watching you intently. You can see more blue lights flashing in the distance on top of buildings. 4, then 5, then 8.
Oh, we're gonna fucking die.
God. Okay, so I'm trying to remember okay, so Seraphina's gonna take
Lord
the
have
ice
mercy
knife
on that.
and just stab her fucking hand and in attempt to ruin the mark.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and roll a little bit of damage for that for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
You stab right through your hand, and I mean through your hand where the wrist is to the other side, because you're just desperate trying to get through. You take six piercing damage through your wrist.
Okay.
And you scream out in pain and agony. You then pull it out and scrape away at it, trying as best you can, and there's blood going everywhere. But you notice that the mark itself seems to be healing the wound around.
Oh.
I can't do it.
At this point,
Do you want the heavy-handed method, or do you want the less heavy-handed
as
method?
you're talking about this, you just bush over a hill because you're not on the road anymore. You're just going straight for it. You bust over a hill and just you hit that hill so fast you hit air a little bit, and you go into the forest. And again, this is not treaded land, so it's going to be difficult to drive it. I need Ragnar and Seraphina to roll dex.
Ooh, I'm
There
good.
you go.
Oh no.
Yeah, to stay on the cart.
Oh boy.
You are
Did I
booking
say-
it
did
like
I
that.
say- Did I say I was good at that? I might have lied. I rolled a 5. Yeah. Oh wait, no. Excuse me. 8.
Okay, so with that, I'll start with Gragnar. Gragnar, you get thrown up and you hit a tree
Ow.
branch as you go, and you land off the cart. Snack is still going at full speed, though cut down to half for the fact that it's difficult terrain. Seraphina, you are thrown off, and your shoulder snags on a tree full force as you get rolling.
We're fucked. Oh, we're fucked.
Ragnar, you take 2 damage
Okay, cool. That's not that bad.
Seraphina, take 5 more damage from hitting the tree face
Jesus
first.
Christ. How much
I'm
was the
gonna-
first damage again? Was it 6?
Yeah, the first one was 6.
How
Okay,
far away
would
is
I
she?
feel
What-
that my cart got lighter suddenly?
Yes. Yes.
Hold on. How much was the damage just now again?
It was 5.
5. Okay. I'm at 2 health.
Oh God!
I try to come to as much of a stop as I can without hurting me, the horse, or the cart.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna turn back around to try to go and pick them back up.
I see the Inquisitors anywhere.
You can see in the distance, the blue lights have gone away, but you can see faint lights in the distance as they appear to be coming your direction. It looks like it might be on foot, but they're moving a bit fast to be on foot.
Okay.
And then
I
with
come back
that,
for them.
you come back for
Okay.
them and you grab them and you all begin to run into the forest. Now,
Run!
at this, yeah, you're in the forest now.
My
Yeah.
cart! My horse!
Yeah, you run into the forest closer to the horse. You went
okay.
back for them to get them. You can't you went back to get them. You're taking them to the horse now. Yeah, and so as you get back to the horse, you hear rustling around you. You
I'm
hear
not here for the face shit. I just gotta go.
and in quiet draconic you hear a voice. Come with us.
What? And I turn.
Do you recognize any of the voices?
It sounds very similar to one of the kobolds you had help below. Come with us.
Well, we have no choice, do we?
Yeah, we don't have a lot of options.
I'm going to regretfully leave my cart, and I'm gonna undo the horse and spank it on the butt so that I can run free.
Don't do
Bessie!
It runs- You spank Bessie on the ass. She runs off. And as you all look around to hear the voice, you see the smallest kobold that you helped waving to you from a bush. And you all begin to follow. It takes you to what appears to be a giant stone, kind of just laying awkwardly on the floor. And it begins to crawl underneath the stone. You can see that in the night, you may not have ever noticed this, but there seems to be a small crevice or hole that's underneath. And from underneath, you see that they crawl down into space, and then their hand peeks out. Come.
I mean, I'm gonna jump in whatever they're telling me to jump into.
Okay. You all proceed to climb down into the space, and with that, it is pitch black. It's now night. It's 3,
I
4 in the
have dark
morning.
I think I have dark vision.
I have dark vision.
I do.
That is
Wait,
if
hang
you
on.
have so with dark vision, you have to have a source of light, and it becomes black and white. There is no light down here. It is
Hang on.
pitch black.
Do I?
No light. Stay quiet.
It's all dim light for me.
Yeah. No light. Stay quiet.
Mm-hmm.
And you can hear scurrying, and from the faint outline of moonlight, where the entrance is, you see 2 or 3 kobolds climbing out, and they all seem to head different directions. And you hear someone say, "Killed him on sight." And it goes quiet. You hear scuffles and running, and even for a split second, you see what looks like armored feet step in front of that stone you're hiding under. And they stop for a moment. I don't see anything, sir. And there's no one with them, but they seem to be talking to themselves. Sir, they may have used magic to escape. We would see them if they were here. Understood. Returning. And you hear the slight rustle for a split second. And then there is the sound of an electrical charge and a fire, and you see a flash, and you hear a scream that seems to come from one of the kobolds.
Oh.
And that individual standing in front of you proceeds to walk in the direction they had fired. I found one of them. Shard. Dead. No, it's not the same kobold, sir. It's red kobold. Understood. I'll bring back the corpse. See him down, and you, from just the black outline, you know how late at night when you only have the moonlight, you can only see the outline of a person?
Yeah.
You see them reach down and grab what looks like a small kobold by the tail and dragging it back to the city.
Was it one of the little ones, or was it just another random kobold?
The one you heard was one of the little kobolds, but you're not sure about one. And with that, we're going to end the session.
This is all very sad, but I want to clarify. I've been eating a taco the entire time. This has been explained.
Stress.
Oh my god!
Do you want to know the idea I have that what I was going to do?
What?
I was just gonna like, if you weren't so low health, I would have done it, but you had already taken a hit. But I was gonna just use Dragon's Breath and use the acid and melt your hand off.
Dude, I was like 2 seconds away from chopping your hand off because.
No, honestly, I was about to. Whenever we fell off the cart, I was like, "All right, fuck it." But then the kobolds happened.
All right, so with that, we're going to go back to our game.
Go back.
Y'all are currently in the
Hiding under a
forward.
rock.
Continuing, or
Yeah, we're continuing.
Yeah, we're continuing.
I mean, like, do you guys want me to put it back to live, or?
You
Yeah,
can.
whenever you're ready.
Oh, okay, because I thought Beck wanted to get tea or something.
Oh, it's fine. I got distracted and I don't have time
Nope.
for it now.
All right, going back now.
Yay, done
And
the
we're
commands for
back.
now. Pog.
All right, so you are all hiding in the forest right now underneath a stone. You've heard that a cobalt was grabbed. Take it. And what I'm doing now is I'm actually bringing up the map for the area that is the country map. Because the night will go by. There, you hear people walking the forest, and for a while it was silent, but then you heard snaps and cracks of sticks and things like that. And what I need for y'all to do is I need each of you to roll a perception check for me.
Oh, fuck.
Perception? Okay.
Why is it
Perception.
perception? I suck at perception. Yep,
Where's my mouse?
that sounds about right.
Alright,
My perception is it's a +1 in perception. Let's go.
I got an
Well, I wish it
18.
was. I was like, I wish it was better than that. I have a 9.
That's an 8. I have a -1.
Okay, starting from the lowest up. Ragnar, you sit quietly,
He's
trying not to
scared.
breathe, trying not to breathe too hard, trying not to be seen, trying to just hide. And as you do, a few hours go by and nothing happened. You almost go to stick your head out to check, and then suddenly you hear a crack in the distance. And you stop, and you hear someone state, "All clear here." And they continue to walk on. Then, Seraphina, who rolled the 9? That was
I did.
Snack,
Yeah.
you
Sorry,
are
lollipop.
sitting quietly. The space is just barely big enough for you to fit. You're laying on your stomach, and you can feel the moist of the stone above you begin to build up as your back slowly touches it. You see the sun rising, and you can feel like the condensation from the night settling in. It begins to get a little bit cold in this space, and you kind of try to shift a little bit.
Also, can I make a note that, as I guess we're waiting for hours, I'm assuming,
Yes.
that I've made a tourniquet on my hands for my wound?
Your wounds, you begin to make the tourniquet, and it takes you a little bit of time, but you also begin to notice that your hand, despite being covered in blood, isn't wounded anymore.
That's right, it healed itself. I forgot. Okay.
Yeah. You begin to kind of, you can feel it. You can't really see where you are. It's very dark, very hard to see, but you can feel the dried kind of stickiness of the blood, and there's no wound.
Okay.
Snack, you hear the same time that Ragnar does that person come by and say all clear.
Oof.
Seraphina, you are closer to the entrance, and as such, you hear one last line. Understood. We'll take the city. And they leave. You watch them walk back towards where the city was. And with that, you sit and wait. A few hours go by, and then the sun seems to reach its peak above you. You can hear nothing. There's not birds, not insects, nothing in this area. And then the sun sets. And it's night once again. And for a brief second, you all can hear a bit of rustling as someone or something begins to approach the stone. They seem to have a heavy step with one leg in particular, and you can see the black outline of feet, legs coming your way. As Vieira leans down and her voice echoes underneath the stone. Come on, we've got to get you out of here.
Oh.
And is there a way that I can, I guess, make some sort of insight check to make sure that I know that it's actually her and not something mimicking her?
Yeah, roll insight check.
All right.
I'm gonna do the same.
Ragnar's in the fetal
where's my
position.
insight? I got a fucking 9. What is with these rolls?
I got a 14.
Okay.
I get a negative to my insight, so it was a -1. So I got
So-
15, but 14.
With that 9, you look and you barely see the outline, but you see glowing purple eyes that are looking at you. And you remember for a split second that Vieira did have those eyes, but you are offsettled from the fact of the glowing blue eyes and the glowing golden eyes and all these different scenarios where people with weird magical powers can just appear.
Yeah.
As for you, Snack, you look and you not only see the glowing eyes, but radiating off the eyes, you see a tired look. The light from her eyes lights her face, and she looks tired. She's got a cut on her chin that looked as if it only stopped bleeding recently. The clothes that she had worn that night are tattered and torn. It seems that her skirt was torn away, as if to make it easier to move. She has leather armor on her upper body, and she seems to be holding her arm, which is just hanging loosely to her side. If this isn't Vieira, it's a very good copy, and a very bloodied one too.
It's her, guys. We can get out now.
Okay. And she kind of starts crawling out.
Vieira simply steps to the side, quiet, not really saying anything, looking tired and exasperated and angry. When you get out, you see the look on their face is anger, and they're biting their lip.
Where's Vaughn?
They got him. They took him captive, but we need to get out of here now.
Understood. What happened to the city?
It's now under the control of the Kingdom United due to terrorist activity. An attempt on a noble's life and his poor daughter. The Inquisition acted as the noble himself apparently not only was the lead slave trader, but an honorary member of the church itself, receiving a very high title, meaning an attack on him is an attack on the kings. We didn't know that. We wouldn't have brought you in on this if we did.
Well, it's too late now, so we just gotta go then, huh?
Yes. And
What should we do about this? And she shows Vera her hand.
Vieira looks at it, looking it over. It's a marker. Seeker sees you, they will know instantly that you are one. However, it's like a dim light in the dark. They can see where you are generally when they're close enough, but other than that, it's useless. And she reaches into her pocket and pulls out a bracelet that is like a string that would wrap around your wrist a couple times with a gem on it.
Ooh.
Put this on.
She
Think of
does
it.
her
Think of it
quickly.
as covering a lantern with a cloth.
Thank you.
It's not perfect, but if someone tries to look down on you, it'll seem off-putting, but not nearly as much of a red flag. You'll appear to have a criminal history.
Well, it's better than cutting off my hand, so I appreciate it.
Anything short of cutting off your arm wouldn't work. It would just grow
Well, either
back.
way. Wait, you said it grows back?
If you cut anything short of your arm off, it would grow back. That mark is meant to stay on you until they deem otherwise.
Okay.
In all actuality, I've only ever seen this once before. On Vaughn. It's on his ass cheek.
Oh.
Hey, me.
The bracelet called?
It is.
Or what do you want to call it?
It's a protection bracelet. You can just label it protection bracelet.
Okay.
It essentially guards you from Seeker's sight, blurring their vision around you, which may alarm certain Seekers, but not all of them. You know, it's kind of like if we're not looking for it, whatever, but some well-trained Seekers will look at that and be, that's kind of odd.
Is there a radius?
Essentially line of sight.
Okay.
If they see you, it'll disguise it to a point.
All right.
I will mention Gragnar is still under the rock in the fetal position.
Gragnar, you can come out now.
Refer to the image in the Discord.
Yeah. Is your butt sticking towards the end, like the
Yes.
opening, or okay? I'm gonna grab your tail and just kind of drag you out.
So currently,
One that has a mark.
you are located in Tanat, but you are on the outskirts. So if you look at where I am now, you can see my mouse. You are currently in this area. Okay. And there is a forest in this area that leads up to the desert, Darakivan, which is actually where Gragnar is from.
That's how fucking close you were to home, Gragnar.
Each one of these.
Gragnar.
So I wanna point out, Darakivan reaches technically well past Tanat because it has caves. So he came out around here, which is about a day or two away from the town. So he lost his shit, decided to eat all his food, and got stuck. Not even a day away from home.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's
Poor
lost.
Ragnar.
I mean, they didn't tell him where to go. They were like, the prophecy, here's some stuff, and kicked him out the door. That's pretty much the gist of what happens.
Ragnar's just the discount chosen one. No one really knows what to do with him.
It's not even like a grand scheme chosen one. It's like the neighborhood chosen one.
Hey, Aaron.
Yeah.
How far away are we from my dock town?
Your dock town, actually, because remember, you traveled well over a few months. Your dock
It was
town.
a couple weeks.
A few weeks, yeah. So your dock town is actually here. Oh, goodness gracious. I chose to click on that. Your dock town is this one right here, which we haven't named yet because you didn't give me a name for it. But it's here. And essentially, you have trade that comes from these. These are fairly wide rivers that almost split this continent into two parts. So you were receiving trade from this area and from the dwarven towns. And when you were sailing, you were essentially up in this area up here.
Okay.
So you would travel this space as needed, but this is what you would consider your dock town or hometown, whereas this is where you would work.
Okay.
Now, so that is easily one. So if you were, since you can't, so you could follow the main roads. You could travel that in a month or two. But considering you're trying to go ahead and get over there as fast as possible, you could do what you did, which was travel directly through, which was kind of reckless, might I add. Which would take you on a cart about 2 weeks, on foot a couple months. So you would need to find some form of transportation.
Wait. How does it take me a month to follow the trail that goes left and then up and then right to my place, but going straight to it takes me a couple of months?
You took your path was straight from here to Tanat. You stated that you wanted to take the straightest route possible when I asked you about this. So you took about 2 to 3 weeks just riding through a plain desert. Your character essentially said, I don't want to go through all these towns. I've got to get stuff directly to this place. So I'm just going to ride directly to this place.
Huh.
And you stopped at Vinalis, and then you went to Tanat. But you're essentially going to be going back that way versus like taking this path, which would take longer, but is safer. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. Because when I asked you about how Snack was traveling, I was like, so is Snack going to be taking, like, the main road? You're like, I just want to get directly to where I'm going. I'm like, oh. Which props to Snack for riding through a whole desert on their own and then arriving at a town being like, I'm selling you stuff and I'm going to keep going.
Right.
Uh-huh.
So
just fucking rides from the desert. Like, did you not come from the main road? No, that was the long way around. All right. Let's see.
So we're following Vera.
You're following Via. Via takes you deeper into the forest, away from the town, away from the city, and just is quiet the entire time. Normally, Vera is at least like personable and kind of charming, but they're just quiet, tired, and there's this kind of quiet rage under their appearance. Eventually, you come out to, after about a day or two of travel, like you've been traveling a day or two away from Tanat, you come out to essentially a clearing in this area. The forest was left behind, and you found yourself in plains, and now there's just a clearing. And in that clearing, there is what appears to be a pile of stones in the middle of this clearing. Just stones. Vera walks up to it, pulls a stone out of their pocket, and sets it on top. And for a split second, it's really quiet. And then suddenly, you hear rustling. And this rustling doesn't seem to be coming from anywhere around you. It seems to be coming from underneath you. And you see faces popping out from underneath the ground where it looks like the grass was actually laid out to look normal, but it was like trapdoors.
Oh, I thought you meant like actual just faces just out of the ground. I was like, ah!
There seems to be areas where grass was laid and they pop up and little goblin faces pop out.
Oh.
And they don't appear to be full-grown goblins. They appear to be small. And they look at Vera and smile and run up. And does anyone know Goblin?
Nope.
Wait, let me
Nope.
check. Let me check. Nope. I know Undercommon.
You hear a word, Bira, 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 Bira. Okay. Over and over, and it's Bira. And this tired smile comes across Vera's face as she takes a knee and hugs them all, like a mother would their children. And she turns to you. Come on, let's go. And she begins to step down into where this grass was. And the goblins look at you confused and look at Snack, who is towering above, and goes,
Hi.
ah! And runs.
Oh,
I think we all
there's-
collectively know
that
one word in
hurts.
Goblin.
And from behind Gragnar, you feel something tug on your tail, and you turn around, and there is a small goblin child holding like a goblin baby that is like grabbing your tail, trying to yank on it, and they're like trying to pull the baby away, like and Viera goes, "You gonna stand there all day? Come on."
I think all of us collectively know one word in Goblin.
Booyah!
Booyah.
Magic.
I'm just gonna follow.
As you all begin to go into this space, you see that it is essentially like dirt walls at first. And then as you
Bruh,
begin to
just
walk kind of
remove your
slightly
spine.
down, you see
No
that the dirt
spine,
turns
no
to
problems.
stone and rock and then to solid stone that's been dug out and carved almost cleanly. Not like a traditional four-wall system, but very rounded. You know, you have a floor and then you have kind of, you have like about a 4 or 5 foot space to walk. You can hear the sounds of goblins, despite the fact this is a very narrow space. It sounds like they're coming from the other side of these walls. And you walk probably about an hour or so weaving through these paths that are very, very complicated. You take a left and a right, you go up, you go down further, you take a left and go up simultaneously. And it feels like a maze almost before you come out the other
Sorry,
end.
for following.
Huh?
Sorry, go ahead. I was responding to a follow. Sorry.
No, you're fine. You come out into
and we're in a proper cave now. There's no fucking gold in the walls.
No bougie caves.
You come out finally into what is this mass cavern that appears to go up a few hundred feet with like bits of stone kind of just carved into pillars as if it's holding out the space. Like this whole space appears to be dug out by hand. It's massive. And you could easily say that this is probably about 150 square feet of space that is just the entrance toward this area. And then there's like another 500 square feet out in front of you. And you see little bitty huts and things like that where goblins are moving. And they appear to be very well protected. They've definitely got like huts and food and things, and there appears to be water that is in one corner of this area that they are drinking from and things like that, like gathering water from an underwater reservoir of sorts. And you hear an unfamiliar voice. Who are they? And Vera turns around and you see a goblin woman with tattoos up her arms and down her head. She's shaved with tattoos on her
Calm
head.
the fuck down.
And she's sitting there. And goblin culture, clothing is something that like humans wear and things like that, and goblins wear it on occasion. She has pants on,
Oh.
and she's sitting there with tattoos all the way across her body from the tip of her head down to her waist. And there's another goblin behind her, which appears to be giving her another tattoo as she's sitting there. And Vera goes, Vaughn wanted us to help them. You are now meeting the chief of these goblins, Kurak. She is the goblin chief, and Vera lets you know this.
Snack's like jaw is just like open.
And she's sitting with getting a fresh tattoo on her back, not flinching at all, sitting like how as you see me in this picture, where I'm here with her arm across, and she's just looking at you all, measuring you. And she leans back and nods her head as the other goblin stops, stands up, and begins to walk away. So you're the one that got our king captured.
King?
What? Oh, huh?
20 cameras.
You mean
Thank
Vaughn?
you for the follow, brah. Welcome to the Void. Hopefully you enjoy your time here.
Typical.
Fuck.
Wait, Vaughn's a king? What?
You. And she looks at Gragnar. What are these upworlders to you?
Friends?
He has the mask and the staff, therefore he's the Goblin King.
I mean,
Yeah.
that one goblin we were talking to, Booyog, I'm assuming his name is, was calling him king, so...
I don't think Seraphina heard any of that, so that's why she's asking.
Oh.
Booyog is a term to refer to those who are magically inclined and those who are magic themselves, and items of magic.
Okay. I do
Vaughn.
not speak goblin, so I was not aware.
Fine. And she looks at you all with reprimand, like she's not really wanting to trust you, but she looks at Vera and proceeds to rest. Gather yourselves and rest. There's tents in the back. Food, if you need it. Not many goblins here, no comment or anything along those lines, seeing as we aren't very much liked up top.
Does anybody know Undercommon?
And in Undercommon, she looks at you and says, yes.
Guess I'll be translating then.
She looks at you and says, yes, Stonecutter. Which you know to be a term that goblins use to describe kobolds, because kobolds are very crafty.
Mm-hmm.
Stonecutter is semi-slang, derogatory, but it's like kobolds kind of look at it and go, hey, it's what we do. Somebody tries to insult you and you take it well.
It's like those New Yorkers, like bada bing, bada boom. That's what we are.
Fuck your life, bing bong.
Oh my god! Oh my fucking god! My brother just peeked into the door and it scared the shit out of me. Thank you.
Fuck your life, bing bang.
I can only imagine you hearing "fuck your life, bing bong" and seeing someone peek in your room simultaneously, and the sheer amount of fear in your soul.
Summoned.
You peek through the door and all you see is Adam Sandler. You called.
Hold on, I have to chug my entire water bottle.
Do it.
Chug, 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 chug. This is what Gragnar does in his spare time with the goblins. They're just like making him chug.
And he's
No,
like,
no,
please,
I have a redeem that it's a roulette thing. So it literally says do this, and I just drink my entire water bottle, depending on how much there is. And yeah, I didn't drink any of it today. Hold on.
So you played yourself.
I guess while he's doing that, I'm gonna go into the restroom.
All right. Yeah, we'll take a quick 5.
Yeah.
How you doing, darling?
Oh, I'm tired. Listen.
I'm wide awake. Unfortunately, I was really tired throughout most of the day.
Water. Mind you, I have a 32-ounce jug of water.
Jesus.
I'm sure he's fine.
It's now gone.
I'm sure he's fine.
Sure, I'll probably be going to have to go pee in a second anyway.
You should probably just try to force yourself to pee now. Just go in there. Go in there and go.
Oh wait, we have a freak. Are we gonna have a tent to ourselves?
Y'all are going to essentially be given like 2 tents because they're goblin-sized tents. So they're not really
normal
meant
size
for
for me.
Yeah, normal size for Ragnar, but y'all have to like literally duck down underneath.
Cool. I can actually
Fine.
finally look at this loot that I got.
I don't have to sleep in a tent. I can sleep like on the floor. I
That's
really
true.
don't care.
They show you two tents, and offer y'all like those tents, and the goblin that like is sitting there is just kind of pointing.
I just kind of give like a thumbs up, and then I let Seraphina and Gragnar take the tents.
He like points profusely at the tent.
Do you happen to speak Undercommon? I say in Undercommon.
Why isn't she using the tent that we're giving her? No respect for hospitality.
It's not disrespect. She's really tall and has a bad back.
Yup.
So, she's like way bigger than both of us, so it's a little of a tight squeeze and it hurts her back to bend down like that.
Oh, I'm so sorry. That tall one needs perfect space. All we have, take.
It's fine. We'll go in there. We'll be fine.
What's going on in there?
He waves his hands above his head like an angry old man.
Welcome back.
Okay, I'm gonna say all of us go in the tent because I have some loot that I want to look through and I don't want anybody stealing it.
Sure.
As you say that and you turn around, there's like a booger-nosed goblin child just looking at you, like just point blank, like
So
he
what's
wipes his
happening right
nose.
now?
I'm just gonna
you've been
We're
taking
getting in little tents.
Yeah, you've been given 2 tents.
Oh god.
Yeah, you've been given 2 tents to stay in.
Okay.
2 of the tents, we have to look through loot. I gotta see what I have because I did write it down. I thought I didn't. So I have the first thing he pulls out is it's just a plate. It's a silver plate though.
It's a silver plate.
It's a 14 by like 10 silver plate.
Oh Jesus, that's huge.
Yeah, it looked fancy, so I took it. We might be able to get some money for this.
It is embroidered, and it's one of those fancy like silver plates you see at like fancy dinners and things like that.
Yep. So we have that. I found this bag. It had jinglies in it, but I didn't have time to check out what it was. I literally wrote down mystery bag with jinglies in it.
Oh, that reminds me. I still have my bag of jewels that we never did. I think Aaron said it was like 140s worth of gold.
It was 150 worth of gold because we rolled for it. How much?
Oh, that's right. Okay. And I think that was distributed to everyone. So it's 150 for everyone.
Well, it was 150 in total. It was 150 in total.
So
everyone
gets
gets
money
50.
in Yakuza like a dragon. Hey, fuck yeah. I'm about to sell that shit.
Everyone gets 50?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, if you spread it equally, 150 gold's worth of jewels and things like that would be 50 per person.
Oh, we already did that because I have 50 gold.
Yeah. So you guys
I
are
did that.
all right. So just go ahead and notate it then.
Unless this is on top of the money we already have. I don't know.
Is my HP back? Are we taking a long rest?
No, not yet.
No, okay. I didn't know what was going on.
You've been constantly traveling. You haven't had a chance to take a long rest.
Okay, that's fine.
You've been taking short rests in
I
order to
wish.
get where you go. Yeah, you are about 4 or 5 days out from what happened, and you've only been getting short rests because you've constantly been traveling.
Yeah.
And so you guys are now like in the middle of this area here between Tanat and Dara Kivan.
Oh shit!
Just
That means we have like fucking points of exhaustion.
Yeah, but I wasn't worried about that just for the fact that you guys have been like you are now resting. I wasn't even going to roll an encounter because that'd be shitty. Yes, fight 3 bugbears, please.
Right?
Oh god. So what is in the jingly
At that
mystery
point, I
bag?
think you're just trying to kill us.
No, me?
Me what? Nah.
Little old me.
Nah, we'll know when he'll know when he's trying to kill us when the rust monster shows up.
Right?
You shut the fuck up, sir. You don't know my plan.
Quickly starts crossing out their vessels.
Like, god damn it! I didn't know he knew. So what is in the mystery jingly bag that I snagged out of the desk?
Such a jangly bag.
Yeah, the
All right.
jangly.
So I need you, Gragnar, to do me a favor.
Mhm.
Grab 2d10s and
Got
roll
it.
them. And tell me what they are.
Holy shit! 69. Nice.
Okay, so you have a 6. You have 60 and a. So you have with the 6, you have 6 gems in there of variant prices. But you're not really sure like what they are worth or anything like that. You would have to have someone appraise them because they're all rough. They're not cut. And then in that with 9, you find a small letter that states, and it looks like it's kind of it's damp, it's been muddy because you've been running around crawling in mud and all this stuff. So it looks like the weather has gotten to it while it was in your storage. But when you open it, you find that it states it has information about illegal trafficking of commoners. Documentation showing names, dates, and times, and that these gems, these rough cut gems, are payment for keeping quiet to a noble that you don't know. You don't know that name, but it appears to be a noble or an individual. It doesn't have a last name, so it's more than likely not a noble
Ooh,
family.
we got blackmail. Here you go. Somebody hold
look
on
at
to
that.
that. Somebody hold on to that for me.
Does Seraphina recognize the name at all or no?
You don't recognize the name, but it just says to what was the name? Give me just a second. It was Olfriend.
Olfriend?
Yeah, Olfriend. Ofren.
Sounds like a bastard.
I have so many letters in my inventory.
Oh, you're about to get another one because I have another
Oh
one.
boy.
Okay. And you can tell that this is basically in reference to someone who's selling people into slavery who are not meant to be sold, basically taken from their homes and things like that.
Sounds
And
like blackmail to me.
I'm just gonna go ahead and add a tab called Notes, Text Channel, Create Channel, and then in Notes, I'm just gonna randomly put like things that you guys can notate.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
So for instance, I'm putting Ofren.
That's not just for us. That is also for the DM, so that he remembers what he said.
I mean, yeah, that's fair. So Ofren, in reference to a letter, commoner who sells others into slavery. Then you also, with that other letter, are you pulling that other letter out?
Yep, I have another one, but it has a wax. This one has a wax seal on it. I don't know what that means.
It is unopened. It has a black wax seal on it, unopened.
It was under a
Can I
lantern,
look
and
at
on
the-
second
can I look
thought,
at
I
the
probably
symbol?
should have stolen that.
Yes, you can.
Okay, I want to look at the symbol and see if it's anything that I recognize from the cargo that I've helped unload in the past.
I will hand that off to Snack.
Taking a look at it, I need you to roll an investigation. Try to remember.
Investigate. Oh, it's an 18 on the dice, so give me one second.
Oh, shit.
Investigation gets a +2. Let's go, 20.
All right. So not a lot of people use black wax for their letters. Most people use red or gold or orange, something that sticks out, even blue. But
Right.
black is usually reserved for political reasons.
Oh.
And you don't recognize the symbol, but you recognize that this ink in this letter, this parchment, is very good parchment. This is expensive parchment with
fancy parchment.
and it seems to be folded. The letter itself is folded into the envelope, so it's one of those ones where you open it and it's like all there to read. Think Harry Potter letters. How they
Oh,
have
okay.
those
I
folded.
gotcha.
And it has gold and silver trim on the outside of it.
Oh my god, all
Um,
this fucking bougie ass paper.
First the caves, now the paper. Return all the frogs
Okay,
bougie.
so I'm going to very carefully like pop it open without breaking open the wax seal too much.
Ooh, got a knife and just cut it off of it. Boom.
I mean,
Okay,
yeah.
as you begin to open it, you had noticed that this was a fairly like thick letter. Like it's got a lot of paper and stuff in it. But as you open it, a key drops from the
Oh.
letter itself, and it is a black key. And it has on it what appears to be like a diamond at one end. Like, you know how old like keys had like loops on the end that you could put it on a chain?
Yeah.
This one has a diamond instead of a loop that it could hang on, and
Okay.
it's a fairly decent, probably about 3-inch, 3.5-inch long key.
Ragnar just starts reaching for the key.
No, and I take the key.
No, I want it.
Is there anything specific on the key, or is it just a plain iron key?
It's not iron, but it's black. It looks like it's made of stone.
Oh, a stone key.
Looks like it goes
Huh.
in my pockets. Let me have it.
No.
The letter. Are you going to skim the letter?
Yeah, I'm not gonna skim the letter. I'm actually gonna read the letter because
Nothing better to do.
Yeah.
As you sit, this is a big letter. This is like 10 or 12 pages.
It's chunky.
And
Chunky.
it covers a lot of
Bessie.
things. Like it covers a lot of things, and it sounds like it's almost talking in code, referring to individuals, times, dates, and not a lot of it means much until you get to the last few pages where it states deliveries and times. And you notice that Tanaut or is mentioned, but it's always mentioned as TNT, as in like it's shorthand. Like they're referring to it as TNT, but it's not merchandise, it's a place. And so you infer with your investigation, your high investigation, you infer that that is Tanaut, the location. And you see that they were moving what they call large, medium, and small merchandise as needed, without any issues from local. It states that it's been done quietly. However, due to the new noble, Wellith, things may get complicated. Our agreement may not continue in this town past this point, hinting that the noble who disappeared that everyone loved may have known about the slave trade and was essentially turning a blind eye to it. And for whatever reason, and that essentially this key is insurance to make sure that Wellith doesn't do anything that he shouldn't.
Sus.
I'm gonna show this to Seraphina.
What's this?
Well, looks like they were aware of the slave trading that was going on.
Wellith was aware?
No, not Wellith. Looks like Wellith was against it. Anyway, this key fell out of the envelope, and I handed it to her. It looks like it's possibly made of stone. I'm not entirely sure. I've never seen stone that's this black.
I can look at it and tell you what kind of stone it is. Yeah.
No.
Wait, hang on. It actually might help us find out where exactly this key originated from. If we find
Seraphina's
out.
gonna kind of side-eye Ragnar. Don't steal it.
Don't eat it either.
Don't eat it either.
Can I do like what kind of role would that even be?
Wouldn't that be
That
like
would be
history or insight?
It could be history, insight, or investigation. And the thing is, explain to me why it's that one. Because this is fairly open. Like, you can roll a history check to see if you
I'm gonna go with
remember,
investigation specifically because Ragnar spent a lot of time underground and has probably seen a lot of rocks.
Okay.
And I'm assuming Seraphina doesn't recognize the key or anything.
Roll.
Roll?
Yep.
Investigation or
You can roll what you want. But Gragnar, what'd you get?
Wait.
I got an 11 for an investigation.
I don't think that would help.
It looks familiar to you, but you can't quite place it. Very odd textured stone. It's very smooth for being stone. Even if it was stone cut, like it would take a lot of work to make it this smooth.
I don't think this would help, but I do have like this an ability from Outlander called Wanderer. And Gragnar does have excellent memory of like maps and like the general things about terrain and settlements. I don't know if that would add anything to the roll at all.
I would say that that would help you significantly
Oh,
because
no.
because here's the thing. You've seen this stone before. This stone is cut from stone that is essentially made of a dragon's egg. Dragons in this world, when they are in eggs, the eggs look like jagged stones and could blend into almost any location, but they are pitch black. And when a dragon is born, they crack through those stones and leave the shards. They go off lives. So this is made from the shard of a dragon's egg.
And I relay said information.
Oh.
Does
And
that click anything in my brain?
It does. You know that at times, certain nobles would use items to represent their wealth, as well as go ahead and in places of like keys and other things would have like special saves and things like that, and that something this extravagant may have been representative of the wealth of Wellith, the noble you met. Because again, this letter says that this is insurance against Wellith.
Yeah.
So this may be representative of his family's wealth, which was seized due to some sort of issue before.
Ragnar's gonna try to like slip the key into his pocket.
No.
Roll sleight of hand.
Can I roll against that?
I was like, I've been keeping an eye on him. Doesn't he get a disadvantage?
16.
So it is a 16. You sit there and you're all watching him, and he's sitting there. And as you begin to talk about it, he puts the key away. You don't see the key get put away. And then he's standing there and you look at him, but you realize, he was the last one with the key. So yes, you put the key away, but you know where you had it.
Gragnar, give us the key.
Where's the key?
You don't have anything to do with the key. You don't have anything to do with
could use it.
What you're telling me, Gragnar, is we handed you the key. You were the last one with the key, and then you lost it?
Yes, the goblin child ran in while you guys were talking and stole the key.
You also promised us you wouldn't try and take it.
Ran in, I'm hunched over. Is in pain. I don't fit in this tent. How could they possibly run in where there's 3 people in this tiny ass tent?
This tent is at most like 10 feet wide. So
they were very stealthy. Fine, take the fucking key back.
Yeah, that's right. Give me the key.
I still have more stuff.
I forgot how much shit you took.
Oh yeah, I took a lot. I would have got more if I could have got the other thing open.
Okay, we will do the last bit of what you have, and then we will call it because 10:30 is when we're going to call it.
The only thing, I only have one more thing. The other stuff is pretty self forward. And then I found a book. It was in a drawer. It was like a secret drawer, like a hidden compartment, and I popped it open. Book.
And it is a green book with a lock on it. There is no key. But it is very much, it looks like a diary or like a notebook. And it's green, and it's about the size of like probably 5 by 4. It's not very big, but it's definitely something that looks like it was important to a noble or something like that.
Snack, you want to break off that lock?
Yeah, I'll do it.
That one,
And I'm just
one
gonna-
place
I'm
in the
gonna
office you
use my
couldn't open
strength
on the side of the desk in the
straight up
desk. I
break it.
remember that. Oh my
All
god.
right. As you grip the lock, I need you to make a Constitution save.
Constitution.
Mhm.
Oh shit! Is it enchanted?
Well, we definitely didn't check.
Well, I get a +4 into my Constitution, so this should be okay.
Oh, okay.
Her hands just melt off. Oh no.
Yeah,
Oh
it's a
my God.
17.
You grip it and you go to open it, and you feel a shock through your system from the book, and
Ow.
it for a split second it stops you in your tracks. You needed a 16 to pass it, so congrats.
Oh.
You sit there and you seize up for a second. Everybody's looking at you, and as you were talking, you stop talking, and then you go, and you break the lock off. And you kind of like just shake your hands. You have this tingling sensation like you've been electrocuted.
Magic makes me feel icky.
You'll get used to it.
Yeah, you're in a
and-
team with 2 sorcerers.
Right? You're gonna have to get used to it real quick.
Oh
But
god.
You have 2 embodiments of magic right beside you. Magic makes you icky.
One is definitely more destructive than the other.
Oi.
Now, with this notebook, as you take the lock off, when you open it, you will see that the pages are all blank.
Huh.
Ooh.
Wait, finger to nose. I know this one. Disadvantaged. Somebody get me a wand.
Right? Wait.
I
Let me see
solemnly
that
swear
key.
that I am up to no good.
Oh, Aaron's camera went all moof.
Ooh.
What happened to my camera?
No, it's still there.
Oh, it's all glitchy on my end. What the fuck?
Oh.
That's weird.
Oh,
believe
Jesus,
it.
I can see that on your stream. What the fuck?
I don't know. Anyway,
Whoa.
Gragnar or whoever has the key, let me see that real quick.
I hand it to you.
I'm gonna try to hover the key over the pages. I don't think it's gonna do anything, but
You hover the key over the page like you're holding the book at a distance because it just shocked your friend, and you're also holding the key like you're kind of rubbing them together, and like nothing happened.
all right, that's what I thought.
Can I do an
You wrinkle the
Arcana
page.
check on the book? See if
Do you
I
have-
can. Yes, I do have.
Do you have-
Huh?
Do you have detect magic?
No, I have
Wait,
Arcana
wait.
as a skill.
Ragnar,
Uh,
are you able to kind of like? Is there any fire nearby?
Oh no.
There is no fire inside, but there are places where like torches and things are lit.
We
Oh.
could. It might be like heat reactive.
DM smile tells me otherwise.
I can't see, so I'm just like,
Y'all can do what you want with it.
I'm not saying burn the book, but like hold like a candlelight or something up to the pages and.
Does anyone have an explorer's pack?
Does anybody
I
have
do.
anything that is mildly flammable? That's all I
Your
need.
explorer's pack comes with a torch.
I don't even need a torch. I just need something like. Oh wait, I have. Wait, what do I have?
I was
think
like,
I have
but we're inside of a tent. I don't want to do that.
Yeah, it's fine. I have a Dungeoneer's pack. I think that comes with
You're having
torches.
flashbacks to smoke inhalation from our game.
I'm pretty sure the Dungeoneer's pack comes with torches
It comes with torches, and I believe it comes with tools.
and has a crowbar. Can't forget.
And
the
I
crowbar.
appreciate you use the crowbar, by the way. No one I've ever played with other than me has ever brought out the crowbar. And I'm like, but it gives you advantage on all strength checks against opening shit.
Dun, 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 dun.
Like, it's a pretty good item, guys.
Yeah. Plus, you can smack somebody with it. It's a fucking crowbar.
I think it's because, like, at least for me, I always forget about the Dungeoneer and the Explorer pack shit, so I never end up using them.
Yeah. But, like, those are things, like, that's why I like you guys doing what you're doing, because you're using those items, you're trying to think, you're trying to roleplay.
Yeah.
Alright, so
but
I
you,
will
as-
pull out a torch.
okay, so you pull out a torch.
And I'm just gonna put my finger to the torch and just ignite.
You put it to the torch, and you hear a pss, 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 and it catches. And
I'm gonna
when
use
it catches-
control flame to make it less burny.
Okay, so you shrink the flame down to like
Mm,
just barely wrapping around the head of the torch, and the head of
Pretty
the torch
much.
is about as big as like double the size of your fist, like your normal fist, and so it's just barely there, and you hold it over the first page, and at first there's no real reaction or anything, but then you start seeing what appears to be ink that turns into a dark yellow and then into a brown that you're looking at.
We did it.
We're not burning the page, right?
No. This is, for those who don't know, this is what happens when you use lemon to write.
I
Paper.
actually
Oh.
fucking knew this.
Oh, it wasn't, the book was magically inclined, but the writing is not. It's written in
That's what I thought.
lemony.
I did a thing.
Lord's brain.
I mean, what better way to freak people out than to sit there and be like, okay, what magic is this? It's not magic. What ends up happening is you end up going through, and the first page in particular just says property of Inquisitor I.
I don't know who that is.
Do any of us recognize that name?
Not from this campaign.
Oh, Beck. Beck.
I was muted. I'm sorry. Don't look at me. I'm not allowed to use that information.
No, I know.
And it says documentation on the investigation of corruption of state
Hold on. Okay, it was property.
of Inquisitor I, and documentation on the investigation of corruption of state.
Documentation of investigation of corruption of state.
And I'll just quickly sum up what you find skimming through it really quickly. You find lists of names and individuals that are thought to be possible enemies of the crown, Kingdom United, possible threats to the crown. Some of them have check marks next to them, others are marked out with red. And when the names disappear on the page, the red lines stay. So it's as if in quick notation, someone marks out a name.
Okay.
There's a map that is drawn in great detail with notes stating of a port town, Orin, and an investigation that was done there shortly. And as well as information on, possible trade routes in other countries. Then there's notations on illegal slave trade and its threat to the crown and how it can be problematic for the image of the country. Then there's also investigations into different households. And this isn't just one investigation. This is literally dozens, if not hundreds of different nobles and things like that who are all being investigated constantly. And these notes are very thorough, very well documented.
Do I recognize any names in them?
You recognize a lot of them. These are nobles you've met. These are people you know to be loyal to the crown. These are people you know to have made sideways commentary. And there's even people, a lot of the names that you recognize that are in red are dead. Any name that you see that's marked out in red, like you notice 4 or 5 of them.
Did I have any attachment to any of them, or were they just other nobles and I was just like, ugh?
They were other nobles. But you come across one page, and listed is your uncle, your mother, your father is marked red.
Oh.
What?
And there is a note next to your mother saying investigation pending. Unknown origin.
So
I'm gonna kill them.
What's going on?
You essentially find that, and that's it. There's just a list of their names.
Seraphina?
She's just standing there with just trembling in anger.
What happened?
These were people that were being investigated. And my father is crossed out in red.
What does that mean?
He's dead.
Oh.
And both my uncle and my mother are on there. And I don't really care much for my uncle, but my mother.
And again, the only thing next to your mother, it says unknown origin.
I don't know what's going on with my mother, but she is on this list as well, which very much concerns me.
Okay. Do we know who wrote this?
A. Inquisitor A.
Inquisitor I.
Sorry.
Aaron, can I roll a history check to see if I've ever heard that name used at the docks?
Yeah.
Okay, 1 second. Up history. Oh, I get a +2 to history. Hell yeah. That's a 14.
Okay. So you don't quite remember Inquisitor I, but you know that like Inquisitors have come and gone.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of walk this country freely. Like even in places that aren't run by the Kingdom United, not many people approach them. You don't quite recall anything about Inquisitor I. You've heard of other Inquisitors referred to as V, J, Q, basically like single alphabet letters, and
Uh-huh.
that those Inquisitors tend to be viewed as if they're really high up. But you've also heard that like no one really knows what their structure is because they usually act independently. It's very rare to see more than 1 or 2 Inquisitors in a location. So the fact that this is belonging to an Inquisitor is a big deal. This is a lot of information that could be used beneficially for you if used correctly.
You know another thing that makes this like I don't know anything about Inquisitors, but they sound important. The other thing that just seems like I said, I don't know much about what's going on, but it seems a little fishy that it was tucked away in like a secret drawer.
This was
Probably
at that
because-
noble's estate?
Yeah,
This was at the basement of the gala in the office space.
Yeah,
I'm
the
asking them in
room-
character, Aaron.
yeah.
Oh, my bad.
The room that I was like, digging around in, there was like a fancy desk in there, and there was like a hidden compartment under one of the desks. I was like, ooh, gimme, and that was in it. Along with these
Do we
3
know-
gold bars.
Fantastic. However, was there any indication of whose desk that belonged to? Any names? Anything at all?
Whose house are we at?
It was the gala. It was the basement of the gala with the workspace. It was an office space, and there was no information on who or what. It's just that only.
Oh, it wasn't somebody's. It wasn't somebody's specific house.
No.
Okay, never mind.
Okay.
I just assumed it had belonged to those 2 nobles we were talking to.
So, what we could do, and is, look, I'm just gonna be honest with you. A lot of this stuff goes right over my head. Magic using all that stuff. It's just not. It's not me.
This is
It's not
well
who
over
I
my
am.
pay grade.
And, but what I do know is how to get information and how to listen out for information. Being a dock worker, a sailor, you hear a lot of stuff overseas. You hear a lot of stuff working on the docks, whether or not you mean to. I know about Inquisitors. I've heard of different types, different names. They usually just go by Inquisitor and then some letter of the alphabet. I don't know how big of a deal they are or what this even means, having a book here with names. But if we need more information, the only place that I feel like I could help you get it is from a dock. If we can find another docking area, it doesn't even have to necessarily be my home. I feel like I could help more. I could get you some information and maybe even catch a ride to somewhere safer.
I think we'll need all the info we can get, so that could help.
Okay. Gragnar, how good is your swimming?
You have never swam a day in your life.
I'll be fine. I have a spell.
If we throw you in the water, are you gonna sink like a rock or?
Believe it or not, Gragnar has shaped water.
Oh.
That's great. 5 feet out of an entire ocean.
Hey, it's a whole bubble that I can put around myself.
What's up, Seraphina?
Seraphina is going to walk out of the tent and go find Vera.
How much are the gold bars worth?
A single gold bar is, I think. God, I'll have to look that up later. Sorry.
Yes.
I will go ahead and say it's worth about 75 gold. But we are going to call it on that. When we start the next session, you will go and talk to Vera.
Okay.
Yay.
Okay. But we're going to go ahead and call it because it's already 10 to 41. We're about 11
you
minutes
also
past.
said you had something for me and Gragnar at the end of this session or something?
Yes, but you have to go to bed for that one.
Oh.
So what we will say is, Beck, you need to hop off. I'll do with them real quick.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, literally after he's done with that stuff, if Seraphina walks out, Gragnar's passing the fuck out.
Okay. So Seraphina, you will go to talk to Vera. We will have you talk with Vera real quick. Ragnar, you will go to bed.
Yeah, I have work tomorrow, so.
Ew.
No, you're good.
Yeah. So
Bye.
Bye.
Matt goes to bed. Yay.
Yay! I'll see y'all later.
Bye.
Bye. All right. So continuing on, Seraphina, you go ahead and you walk out.
842. Imagine being
A
842.
heaviness in your steps and your face, and you look pale, I assume, just with the idea that your father could be gone. You've been gone for years. Okay. You don't know when these notes were written. You haven't talked to your parents or your family in a very long time, no less than 5 years.
Only twice a day.
And
oh my God.
It's been a lot longer, but you've sent letters and received letters from your uncle, who keeps you updated in the idea of that he's basically trying to keep track of you. Whenever he knows where you're at, he'll send a letter, basically.
Mm-hmm.
That pedantic know your place letter. You walk towards Vera, and you find Vera sitting very much alone, with several goblin children sitting next to her, just kind of asleep. And she is just sitting on a stool, kind of made of like just a tree stump that's been cut and brought down. She just seems out of it. What do you do?
I just learned even more great news. My father is most likely dead.
Vera, just kind of, her breath gets cut short, and she kind of looks up at you, and you can see swollen eyes. Tears have fallen. The children around her very much asleep. She's just kind of sitting, holding, essentially a goblin child in her arm. She goes, I'm sorry. Sorry for your loss. Is there anything I can do for you?
Well, first, is Vaughn still alive?
I would assume so. Vaughn has been a very big thorn in the side of the Kingdom United for quite some time, and I assume they would want to make a spectacle out of him. Capturing someone who's known for working with, as the Kingdom calls, demi-humans. They like to believe that humans are the perfect race and descendants of all elves. It's a very weird concept that doesn't match anything I know of, but whatever makes them feel better about themselves. And he's been running around with goblins and kobolds and bugbears, and he's
Do you
been.
know anything about an Inquisitor who goes by I?
And with that, Vera freezes for a moment. Where did you hear that name?
Ragnar found a book hidden away in the Gala's basement that had a documents of investigations of corruption of the state. It has a lot of noble names. A lot of them are crossed out too.
Can I see that book?
Sure. And then she goes back in real quick and grabs the tent and then brings it back out.
When you bring it back out, you'll see that Vera is no longer holding the child. The children are all kind of asleep in kind of a small, like 10 by 10 space. They're all just kind of snuggled up against each other. And it seems like this is how they like to take their naps together as a group. You're seeing that a lot of the goblins, even though they have tents and stuff, most of these tents are really just there for specific reasons. Most of the goblins sleep outside the tents, and they usually sleep in bundles of groups of like anywhere between like 5, 10, 15, 20. Very communal-esque living scenario. And a few of them are going inside tents, some as couples, others individually, and it seems to be more of a place for like when you want privacy. She takes that book and she begins to flip through it quickly, eyeing a few things, looking through a few things. And a few minutes go by, 5 minutes go by, 10 minutes go by. Then, before you know it, you realize you've been standing there about 15, 20 minutes, and Vera closes the book with an abrupt. Keep this on you. Do not let anyone get this. Do not let anyone take this from you, and they hand it to you.
Of course.
Inquisitor I is a very confusing individual. They are loyal to the crown, and yet one of the most free Inquisitors I've ever met. And I know that might not mean much to you, but Inquisitors are almost like puppets most of the time. They do what the kingdom says, and they do it for the kingdom, whereas I has his own personality and traits he goes for. He has an urge to put the best of the best in power. And anyone short of that will be dealt with. When they investigate people, it's an excuse. You could be brought down for something completely untrue, or because you sneered at the wrong proposition. Kingdom United is run by a militia. There are places that are more free than others, but for the most part, it is a place run by a kingdom and has been run in a way that people don't even realize they're slaves anymore. And are so fixated on hate towards other groups. It's ridiculous. He doesn't have that hate.
So
He's
is
one-
he supposed to be on our side, or?
That's the thing. There is no our side, there's his side and others. If you're not someone helping him with his goal, or possible of helping him with his goal, he really wants nothing to do with you.
Great, so
But
then I'll have no quorums killing him.
And she kind of looks pale for a second. I'm going to let you know right now that he, above all else, is one of the... He's strange man for a lot of reasons, and I will say this. Killing him will not be easy. And just because your father's name is in that book doesn't mean he's the one who carried it out. It means he's the one who reported it. A lot of
I need to
these...
find who carried out. I need to find the one who carried out the one who did it then.
Understood. Inquisitors will act on guard for the country itself and the kings, but often than not, they hand out orders, and receive information. Taking a look at his notes, if you read it in depth and you take the time to do so, you'll notice that in regard to where you show me your father, it seems more distant than his usual writing. Everything else in there, there's so much more information about what happened and why, and your father's just is a name written and marked out. There's nothing else there. The only extra note is your mother's, which is odd.
I noticed that too.
I don't know what unknown origin means, but I mean, it means that she's being investigated, and until that origin's realized, nothing else may happen.
Is there any way that you can help us get to Ashengard so I can find my mother without us being found?
These caves tie into Darakivan, which is a cobalt-run colony underground.
Oh, fuck.
I can get you to the border, but there's an agreement of no attrition, meaning that we don't go there, they don't come here. You
Right.
might be able to get their
What
help.
about... Oh, well, you said Gregnar was there, so never mind.
Gragnar's there, and he's from Darakivan.
Yeah.
And they have connections throughout the country. Their cave systems are vast. But I would be wary. Goblins and kobolds aren't the only thing down here.
I've never been to the underground before, so I believe you. I have no idea what the hell to expect down here, but I assume we have some allies.
There are those who view Vaughn as a friend and those who view him neutrally. There are also those who loathe his very existence, mostly nobles, but there are still others who also view him as such. And I highly recommend be very wary of who you show Vaughn's name and his card to. Understood?
All right. Is there anyone you want to point me to that I can trust that's down here?
Trust yourself to make that decision, because even the friends of a friend may not be yours.
That makes sense.
I'm going to go to bed.
One more question.
She takes like a deep breath. Yes.
What is your opinion on Ashengard?
I don't like it. There's a weird noise that comes from Ashengard. And I know this might not make much sense to you, but my abilities are not necessarily magically based. I don't understand where they come from, but there are times I can reach in people's minds. There are times that I have an understanding, and there are times that I feel overwhelmed. Vaughn has been by my side throughout a lot of that, and Ashengard, a very noisy place for me. There's a lot of voices and a lot of screaming. It all comes from below, and I don't know what that means. I don't go to Ashengard whenever we need to. Vaughn usually does that alone because I can't function there.
And there's nobody like around us that's awake, right?
No, everyone appears to be asleep. In the distance, you do see the chief sitting atop what appears to be a large stone cut flat on top, almost as if they're looking over the encampment. And that stone goes up about 30, 40 feet. And they appear to be watching. There's no light in that area. You see for a split second, the chief looks at you and their eyes glow as if like an animal's at night. And they look down at you and then proceed to scan onward. And the thing is, it's easy for you to see them, but they are 30, 40 feet in the air, probably about 300 feet away from you with all these different people going around. And it should be pretty hard to see you with the tents, but it's very obvious that they noticed you right away.
Okay. Um, so I know part of why the Inquisitors were coming after us so hard.
Why is that?
I may have told a seeker that I wanted to destroy Ashengard without realizing that the pendant was letting them listen in. And that is why I have this mark now, I assume.
Ashengard is a very important resource to the Kingdom United. At this time, it is a place where research is done and information into all sorts of different types of magic. Ashengard is the second best location in this world to see any of this and learn any magic. Their academy is top notch, second only to Jindalia, and that is far up north. I would
Would you help
say
me?
I need to get Vaughn back.
And we will.
You're saying you'll help me get Vaughn back.
If you help me, I will.
And she just sits there and she looks exhausted. Viera, her eyes flutter, says, "Go to bed, rest. You must be exhausted. We've been on the move for 3, 4, 5 days. Take some time to rest and we'll discuss this in the morning."
All right.
All right. And with that, you will go back to your tent. You'll lay down, and Gragnar is out the fuck cold. He is curled up in a fetal position.
He has his bag literally clutched to his chest. That has all of his
Boy.
shit in it.
Can you tell me he's a homeless kid without telling me he's a homeless kid? At this time, you both go to bed. And for Gragnar, you begin to dream of being back home. And not in that small room that they used to keep you. You dream about being back home and just kind of wandering around, talking to yourself and people, enjoying your life. And you dream about being able to spend time with people, not being left to your own devices, not being quarantined off. And then you hear a voice, a deep, deep rumble that seems to shake your very core. The earth below you, as you stand facing your people, you look down and you see a black shadow creep over the ground. And as you go to turn around, you see an outline of a large beast with glowing red eyes. And you hear in Draconic. And it's different. It's rougher. It's older. It feels more dark and foreboding. And yet there's a warmth to it. My chosen child, go forth and burn. Burn the kings to the ground. Avenge your bloodline. Avenge me.
I'm done.
And this shadow begins to get darker, and he doesn't move, but the shadows around you begin to almost move like water. And you hear the whispers and the sounds of thousands and thousands of kobolds and creatures talking in Draconic and creatures talking in Underdark and so many different languages. And they start quietly and then they get louder and louder. And you look down and you see what seems to be like the waves of these shadows reach up. And they're almost like hands grabbing at you. And they pull at you slowly deep into the shadow. And you see the two beaming red lights, almost like suns in the sky, looking down at you. Avenge us. And there's a hand that reaches up in front of you, large and clawed, as it grabs your face, pulls you under. You awaken a cold sweat. And around you, about a foot, just black soot, perfectly outlining your body as you laid on the ground, as if for a split second you had ignited in your sleep. That is your dream.
Oh my fucking god, I got goosebumps.
Seraphina,
Oh god.
you go to sleep.
Holy fuck, I got goosebumps.
A lot weighing on you. You sit there for a long while, staring at the top of the stick. You don't know how much time goes by, but for a moment you hear what sounds like laughter outside your tent. You look around and you see
Well, it's recorded. I'm probably gonna edit
Snack
this
and
at some
Gragnar
point.
out cold. You try to wake them and can't. You hear more laughter from outside, and there's a bit of a light outside your tent. You wouldn't normally go looking for this alone, but you almost feel like you're on autopilot. You feel like you're being pulled towards something, and so you reach forward and open the tent. And when you do, you find yourself not underground, but standing above the clouds. And as you turn around, the tent is gone. You see a bright sun in the distance, and despite how bright and loud it is to look at, you don't need to squint. And so you don't need to squint. In fact, you can make out the faint outline of something in the center. It almost looks like a person curled up in a ball. And you reach out for a split second to almost like you could touch it. You feel the warmth on your hand. And suddenly you can see the outline. It's this angelic creature, not quite humanoid. It has 6 wings wrapped around it. It has a large black space where its face should be, with 2 eyes that flash open, bringing forth blinding white light. And that gets you to look away for a second. As you turn back, gone. And the sky is empty. And a dark shadow creeps from the origin of where that creature once was. And as the shadow spreads, there's no stars, there's no light. It's just darkness. And it slowly encroaches upon you. You try to run, you try to flee, but you're essentially running on clouds. It's just a vast open sky with nothing. And as the shadows creep up, touch your heel, fall backwards, out of towards down, towards the earth. See, as you look down, the land rushing towards you. Right before you would hit the ground, you awake. Yourself in a cold sweat, Gragnar sitting curled in the corner. He has just woken up himself. You see Snack laying there unconscious, unmoving. And that is your turn.
Whoa.
I got goosebumps.
And that will probably be the session.
Oh, damn. I am enjoying this so much.
That was a really good session.
Yes. Yes, it was.
It was very intense.
Oh, my God. Hey, you didn't lose a hand.
Right? Like, I knew I didn't have to cut off my hand at some point, probably.